Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble. For real this time. We're really doing a show. We're not fucking up at the last second and saying, hey, sorry, just fucking with you. We ain't doing a show. No, we're doing a show. We're doing a show tonight. Here we are. I'm the Dude79. Joining me always, my esteemed, herpes-free colleague, Mr. Fanboytone. Mr. Fanboytone, how you feeling today, buddy?
Good, thanks to the cream.
The cream is better.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, once you got the cream, I knew you were going to be just
Well, luckily
fine.
You stocked up.
I do have lots of it.
Lots of it.
Plenty of it. But no, man, glad to see you here. I'm glad we're back. We were off for we had 1 week off because we couldn't do anything.
Correct.
And then the next week we had a little bit of a kind of a minor scare.
Little COVID scare.
And we decided to say, you know what, hey, let's err on the side of caution. Let's cancel it last minute. And everyone was like, what the fuck? And we're like, sorry. But we're back now. We're back this week. We've got an awesome show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. And we said last week when we were going to do a show, we're going to do a giveaway.
We are doing a giveaway, and
we backed out of the show. But I was like, you know what? We can't do that. We can't do it. We can't get them hyped for the giveaway because you're not here for the content. You're obviously just here for the giveaway. And we appreciate you guys for showing up for the giveaway. Right? That's a good thing, right? I mean, at least
Prime's not here.
However, because we missed last week, we're going to do 2 giveaways tonight.
2?
2 giveaways.
Check what?
So we're going to do 2 $20 cards or digital codes for the platform of your choice, Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation. Whichever you want to do, we're going to start the first one right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to shorten it up to 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then at the 45-minute mark, once we draw a winner, we'll start it up again because we'll be talking about WandaVision when the next drawing happens. So we should be able to keep most people here because everyone wants to talk about WandaVision. We got a lot of good shit to talk about. Meyer gift cards, half-ass beer review. Says Meyer gift cards. That's not a bad idea. I would go Kroger.
I'm a Meyer guy.
You would be.
I am a fucking Meyer guy.
You're a fucking lowlife.
But yes, thank you everybody. I see a lot of you. Some of y'all I haven't seen in a while. Great to see you here. Thank you. Hello, and hello.
We're gonna start that first giveaway right now. It's starting now, and you have to be here to claim it. So ! Enter to get into it, and if you win, if you're Prime Didac. ! Claim.
Oh, he's clearly sleeping.
Oh, he's out tonight. There's no way. I poisoned him. ! Oh, or did I poison you?
What the fuck is in this?
Dude, cuddles is happening. Wow, I almost blacked out. My face got really red there because I got super excited.
You look like
Holy
a tomato on the
seriously, man, my shit almost just almost did like scanners. You know, it would have been bad. Tone.
Yes.
What are we drinking tonight?
Tonight, first of all, we want to say thank you to our friend Zadder, Jay McKenzie out there, longtime friend of mine, old roommate as well. He donated to us the Black-Hearted Black India Pale Ale from the one and only Bell's out of Comstock, Michigan.
Hot.
One of the best microbrews and well-known here in the state. So it's very hopsy, as per usual on a IPA.
Yes, very hopsy.
But as always, we appreciate this. We will always drink beer that is gifted to us on the show.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Thank you
Unless it's still reserved, then I'm just going to hand it back to you like, get out of here.
I'll drink this.
Off camera. We'll do it off stream.
If anybody wants to give us some Mad Dog 2020, I will also drink that.
No. Stop it.
Night Train. You didn't even know about Night Train.
I know, and I feel like I kind of want to forget it.
You probably kind of want to forget it. Tequila literally makes my clothes fall off.
You know what we should do is one episode we should just drink tequila, just do shots.
No, absolutely not. I'm staying the night then.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That couch pulls out and we can snuggle
I don't
and watch, we can watch The Notebook.
I don't.
I think it'd be pretty dope.
I don't.
Tequila. Yeah, that's Dungeons is right. That's pretty accurate. That's pretty good, I think.
It is. The second one. Sorry.
Yes,
so we got
the other one. This is the one I'm really hyped about because of Half-Ass Beer Review.
Yes, Half-Ass Beer Review out there was talking about this Austin Brothers amazing cranberry pomegranate sour. It's a Goza. I'm really excited. I haven't tried it yet either. This will be the second beer here shortly we're going to try. You're going to see us light up with this probably because we've been looking forward to this. But as always, Half-Ass Beer Review is guiding our hands into the beers we want to drink. So yeah, we appreciate that as well too.
Definitely. We're going to talk about Half-Ass Beer Review in just a moment. But first of all, Tone, a couple of weeks ago, before we had our last show, we found out that we had an announcement to make.
Yes.
And I know you want to talk about that for just a moment.
I do. We actually recently joined a new stream team here with Twitch. Banter Babble did the Entertainment Geekly, the E-Geekly, ran by Miss Ultimate Cannon. She is a friend I met on Mixer through actually another stream team. Got to know her over the last couple years. Really amazing human, huge nerd. Everybody here in this pantheon are big nerds and geeks about a lot of different things. This team doesn't just focus on Twitch, focuses on Facebook gaming, Trovo, yep, YouTube, everywhere. So if you get a chance, you want to hang out with them, you can check them out at the E-Geekly on Twitter. Like I said, they're new. Give them some love. Come hang out with some of us. You can also join the Discord as well too. But very excited and very thankful for them. I've been talking to us for a little bit of while to be involved, and it's actually finally turned out. And we're very excited, very thankful for the opportunity to be involved. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it really is. I've been able to check out a couple of the streams. A lot of these guys and girls, they stream at different times.
All over the
place.
So Miss is from Tasmania, which is in Australia, and there's a lot of folks that are based out of Australia, but there's people all over the world. A few of us here in the U.S. and Canada as well too. So it's nice because you get a whole kind of a global mix of everybody.
Yeah, you get a diverse crowd across the globe, and everyone is entertaining and be able to pop into a couple streams, and they're very entertaining. They're very endearing, genuinely nice people, and they're entertaining, and they have a good time, and we're really, really happy and proud to be a part of this team, and excited to see how it grows. Yep,
very, very excited. So thank you to that, and it's very exciting to be able to, we've been on Twitch now for just almost a year. We're coming up on a year, to be involved in a group of folks that like-minded kind of content. So
yeah, it was really kind of cool. When you brought it up to me, I was like, man, I've been so focused on trying to grow the show and production shit. That's where my mind is at.
Your mind is always there.
90% of the time it's on production, 10% of the time it's on food. And I'm just always trying to do stuff for the show and make it entertaining for folks to watch. And you were like, dude, there's this friend of mine, she has a stream team. And we were talking, thinking about joining. I was like, really? And I hadn't even thought about it. I was like, yeah, stream. I didn't even think about this, but we're really, really excited to be a part of it because, like I said, it's a really cool group of streamers. They're all very entertaining, all play different styles of games, and I'm a huge fan, and I'm really excited to be a part of this.
Pretty awesome. So that's our big announcement. Everybody have a good night. I'll see you later. I'm going to drink.
Good night. We're going to go drunk and drink tequila. See, I mentioned tequila, and now he wants to cut the show short and just go get drunk.
I usually say that's one of the few things I try to stay away from.
Is tequila?
It's one of those ones that gets me blackout.
It's so good, though.
It's blackout. I'm not saying it's not good.
I mean, blackout is good because then I can make my move.
Give me that Patron, though.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Sound like a fucking GoBot, not even a Transformer.
That's what my wife says I sound like. Anyways, next thing we want to talk about is let's circle back to half-ass beer review. We've been talking about for the YouTube channel. Obviously, we like doing Banter and Babble proper. This is our favorite thing to do. This is our main show. It's our tentpole feature item at Banter and Babble. But some other things we were talking about we want to do is kind of get on these road trips and go check out local establishments, whether they're like breweries or restaurants or things that people recommend. And we tried our hand at the first ever Beer Quest video. And it was you and Josh from Half-Ass Beer Review.
Yep.
And talk a little bit about what you guys did and what the thought process is behind Beer Quest.
So, clearly for Half-Ass Beer Review, it's very important that he tries different brews.
Yes.
Because he's got to rate them, things like that as well, too. But he was kind of talking back and forth with me, and he's like, we should kind of collab or do something together. It'd be kind of cool to, find some beer or do something, right? And I was instantly, as soon as he's talking about that, because we've kind of whispered about doing stuff and things like that, I'm like, I'm fully sold on that. Originally just to go get some different beers, because it's hard in the state of Michigan to have beer shipped into the state because of our alcohol guidelines. We can't just say, hey, place in Colorado, send me some craft beer. It doesn't work like that anymore. So you have to go to places and find them and have them properly either shipped in or however it works. And fortunately, there's a place in Lansing, because around here we've tapped a lot of our resources. We've got some good spots around here, but there's not a huge variety. They'll get one or two from a certain brewery, but they won't get 5, 6, 7, 8 versions of stuff from different breweries. So he's like, hey, I want to check out this place in Lansing called Horrocks, aka Horcrux.
It's Horrocks.
It's Horcrux.
If you look for Horcrux, you'll probably find like somewhere on like a rest stop with a hole in the wall. It's Horrocks.
It's Horcrux. Voldemort. Because we're on a quest. So we end up at this amazing place. It's a farmer's market. It's fucking
awesome,
massive,
awesome.
I mean, it's kind of one of those places. It's like an old general store farmer's market. There's bulk candy. There is fucking
cheeses. I mean,
cheeses,
everything.
Like a row of cheeses and like guys rolling sushi. There's pizza slices you grab and eat. Normally during when COVID isn't a thing, you can have like beer to drink while you shop and things like that. And like instantly I walk in, I'm like, well, I'm home. I'm going to stay here. So we made it down there. We had a little road trip. It's about an hour and a half for us to go down that way. We had a good time. I've known Josh for 14 years now. We had a blast. It was great conversation the entire time. Like it probably wasn't even a minute where there was quiet. We were just talking the entire time. But getting in there and finally finding where the beer was, and then just rows of craft beer, rows of meads, rows of wines. It was a dream come true, truly. And I spent about $75 there. I got some cheese curds and then just bought a ton of like beer. The reason why this was important, though, besides finding different beers, is that you can pull single beers and not have to buy a 4 or 6-pack. And that's appealing because you can try different stuff. Like somebody used the Untapped app, I want to try different shit, and then kind of like look back and go, okay, next time I'm going to buy a 6-pack of that. So that was awesome. So we were pulling like, here, rip this off, put it in the cart. Well, then we get to the end, we're almost done buying our beer, and there's a sign that says, hey, look for this rack over here if you want single beers. Don't pull them off the main racks. I'm like, oh, shit. Well,
you're that guy.
A little late. Well, they could have had that fucking sign at the beginning. That's all I'm saying. So,
Kinda
anyways.
common sense, but yeah,
whatever.
Go ahead.
No, how is that common sense?
Just common sense, too.
Whatever. So, after that, after our beer adventure, we got our beer. We had a good time. We hung out there for probably about an hour. We were going to go get some lunch at one of the local breweries. Drive all the way there to come to find out they're only doing curbside pickup for food. So we're not eating there. So we had to backtrack 20 minutes back to the one that was actually closer to Horcrux and eat there. And that was a really good experience. That was at Ellison Brewery Company. And it looks like it was in a fucking Muffler Man at one time.
Oh, really?
It's off the beaten path in an industrial area. Thank you, guys. Appreciate those subs. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Appreciate that very much, guys.
You guys
are awesome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much for that support.
Yeah, man. I loved all the shots of the food at Ellison's, man. That was great.
Yeah, so the producer, when he gets all the pictures and video, so we were shopping for a while. We were fucking starving. He didn't. Josh hadn't ate like all day. I had like a fucking breakfast bar at like 11 in the morning. And he's like, "Wow, this is sweet, but it would have been nice. He had some videos and pictures more from the food and the brewery." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that probably would have helped." So it was our first go at it. It's heavy in the front and a little light in the back end of that video, but you can check it on YouTube. Our little beer quest is about 4.5 minutes long, but it was a good time. We still had a blast, and it's trial and error. We know what we fucked up on this time. We didn't have the adult with us, so we well, it's not all our fault
either.
That's
a fucking stretch.
So
that's a real stretch.
Right. No, there's not Prime. Go fuck
no
yourself.
No giveaway, Prime. No giveaway.
Never even heard of it.
Wow, it's 9:16.
He's still awake. Wow. Okay.
Man, must be. I don't know what's going on. Might be his grandkid on here. His grandkid's on here.
That's probably his kiddo. Yeah.
His granddad should be sleeping. But no, it's like I love the concept of Beer Quest. I love the idea of seriously going to local restaurants and going to local breweries or like a farmer market like that and getting a glimpse of everything they have to offer. Because man, seriously, Horrocks is a fucking
Horcrux.
Beautiful.
It's an adventure in itself.
It's awesome. It's really, really good.
Yep.
And then not being able to see a single thing other than one shot of the mac and cheese from Ellison's Brewery. But yeah, no, it was a learning experience. It's something that I was able to put it together, and I thought it was a pretty cool video. It was entertaining and stuff. But yeah, we definitely want to expand on it a little bit more, kind of get a look at the food that we're talking about, look at the menu, get a shot of the establishment we're at. Still want to keep it probably about 5 or 6 minutes, but just enough to kind of give you an idea of maybe something you're missing out on locally or maybe a short drive. But I love the idea of the Beer Quest. I'm really excited. I want to be a part of the next one. I want to hang out with you and Josh, have a good time. Josh, thank you so much for being a part of this, man. And honestly, Josh is a big reason we get a lot of the drinks that we drink.
Right. So that's the bottom line. At the end of the day, it was pretty cool. If you guys get to check it out, King or Cap, if you guys get a chance, link the Beer Quest video in here so people can check it out and see what they think. And we, give us feedback. We're always welcome to that. But Half-Ass Beer Review does what he does, and he needs to do what he does, and it actually kind of coincides with what we do. So
Right, yeah.
it's a natural way for us to gravitate towards each other. But again, you can't beat the sense of humor and the hangout and the conversations we had that day. That was a great time. So we hope to do more. And
his videos are great. Like his breakdowns of all these beers that he tries are fucking awesome. Like I said,
it's amazing.
It's because of one of his reviews.
Right.
I was like, just the sound of cranberry pomegranate. I was like, I fucking
Thanks,
need
Cap.
that. I need that,
Yep.
So I'm really glad that we're able to work with him, and he does great work, you guys. He's very thorough with his reviews. He does a great job of explaining what he's tasting, and you can just tell by his genuine reactions. Like, I want what he's drinking right there. I want that right now. So it's it was a lot of fun. I'm glad those guys are able to do that. I want to definitely be a part of the next one, and we'll grow Beer Quest over time.
Yeah,
it'll get better and better. And like I said, if you guys or girls have any recommendations of breweries or restaurants or anything local or not local, maybe it's a short drive,
to a comic book shop, or
comic
media
book
shop,
whatever. Let us know. We'll go check it out. We'll plan out a trip, and we'll go get some footage of it and have a good time with it. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it could be a really, really cool like side series, Banter Babble. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So definitely big shout out to Half-Ass Beer Review. Josh, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you, and look forward to your next review, sir. Tone, let's move on to some gaming stuff. You finally finished.
Yes, I did.
The worst fucking game of 2020, Cyberpunk 2077. I know you're itching to talk about it. You got some thoughts on it.
Just some thoughts.
Because obviously you guys, let me preface this by saying, guy's a huge Witcher 3 fan. He's a huge fan of Witcher 3. He loves CD Projekt Red. He knows the bar is set high every time they announce the title.
That's right.
He played through Cyberpunk 2077. Tone, floor is yours.
Put 103 hours.
Trash.
Into that.
Sorry,
Shut the fuck
you're
up.
up now. Go ahead.
But it was well over 100 hours. Not well over, but a good margin over 100 hours. And, as we talked about up until this, we've talked about it many times up until it came out, and how excited I was for it. Been waiting since 2013 for this game. The bar is set high. It's CD Projekt Red, Witcher 3. Listen, I completely hear and understand all the gripes. It's there's a long, very unfortunate tale of a lot of things. We spent 20 minutes one time on one of our episodes at least going into it, and that's fair and very understandable. I'm fortunate enough to have a PS5 and be able to have a better experience than a lot of folk, and I understand that. I dealt with mostly crashes, very little bugs, very little other issues outside of literally the game crashing. That's pretty frustrating if you're in a cutscene. That's pretty frustrating if you don't save often. Luckily I save often, so it is what it is. That said, after putting that time into it, I had the main quest, the end finale quest, or whatever you want to call it, ready to go for the last 3 weeks, we'll say. And I kept doing side stuff, and that's what I mostly did in the game, is work on side stuff. There's a lot of major side quests. There's a lot of side quests. There's a lot of exploring. There's a lot of hidden things. There's a lot of things you can see and do in the city. As a living, breathing environment in city, it really is very entertaining in that sense. You just walk in a straight line and find stuff, and that's good, and I enjoyed that of it.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm doing the main quest lines, it's weird because the Johnny Silverhand stuff was supposed to be not really fully part of the main storyline, at least I thought, but it ended up being pretty integral into it by like an 80-85% of. And your relationship from him can grow in many different ways depending on your dialogues, some of the missions you do, and certain people that you deal with. And that was really, really engaging. Anything that dealt with Keanu Reeves just generally was really awesome. It's Keanu Reeves, you know what I mean? Like, you're listening to Keanu Reeves, it looks like him, it's a character, and even when he in his very like almost monotonish, like, gets amped up and angry, it's just him. You know it's him, and you can tell and hear it, and it really worked well in the game. That said, the few things I do want to say about it is that I had somebody today that I've gotten to know over the last couple of years say something to me that really stuck with me at the end of the day. He said, in this game is a really great game.
Mm-hmm.
And I went more with that as well, too, with him, and said, and everybody's going to have to pull that out their own way.
Mm-hmm.
For me, is it a great game? It's really close. Is it a really good game? It is. Now, that's just from the fact, the enjoyment I had while playing the game. Am I trying to sell anybody else in the game because of the way it's in right now? Absolutely not. The main reason that I beat this game right now was because they had to roll back their big patch coming out, their next one, because of the hacks. So I said, well, I'm going to beat the game, get the story done. That way I can move on to some other games, which I did right away, and focus on, because a lot of stuff kind of starting to come out or sprinkle out. And I want to work on my backlog. When they finally get a few of the, oh yeah, he's over here. He's ready. Trust me. When they get these next couple big patches out to fix the game and make it like sustainable and playable, then I want to revisit it and do some of the more of the side quests and some of the exploration of the city and call it a day. I got out of it what I wanted out of it. I still want more, because I wanted another Witcher, which was like 300 some hours. I wanted more. You can find that in there, but there is some repetition. I do agree with that. There's a lot of like not repetition, which is surprising. A lot of randomness in the game, which was very surprising when it was certain like side missions and stuff you come across when that was really cool. But again, at the end of the day, I moved on from it. I beat it. I really had a good time playing it. It hooked me. Anytime I started playing it, I would play it for hours, and it felt like 5 minutes had passed by. So it was still enjoyable. Luckily, fortunately for me, because I'm playing on a PS5. But at the end of the day, it's really unfortunate that they put out a product that wasn't ready for the world. That's just the bottom line. And like he said today, what Josh said today was, inside this game is a great game.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that. And we should have gotten that. And more time may have gotten that. And it may still be there. But as of right now, I enjoyed my playthrough. I got my money's worth. Should I be frustrated? Maybe. But again, it's a world that I love, which is a cyberpunk-esque world. So there it is. I beat it. I moved on, and I'm already playing Control, and we're playing some of the same games. And
what you're talking about, but I'm going to circle back. I'm going to ask you a question, Tone.
Here it is.
Gun to your head.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind, you guys, he is a CD Projekt fanboy / apologist. I want to know, Tone, right now, what is a more memorable, better game? I'm not asking you to compare the games. I'm not asking you to compare their themes. What game will stick with you longer thinking about? Because you've talked incessantly about fucking Witcher 3 at times. You love Witcher 3. What's a better game? Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077.
Witcher 3.
They're close?
It's actually pretty close.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Well,
be honest, man.
Well, here's why. Like, Witcher 3 is Witcher 3 won almost 1,000 Game of the Year awards and accolades, and not a lot of games have even come close to that.
Wow.
And here's
Dungeons, Witcher 3, no contest.
Right. I mean, Witcher 3, I mean, it's close. Cyberpunk is a world that I love. I like Blade Runner, for instance. Like, that is the kind of where, like...
We're losing subs.
That's fine. But my point... Here's the thing.
Change it quick. Change your opinion quick.
We wanted Cyberpunk to be sci-fi Witcher, and it wasn't that. And I think part of the problem is, and what they envisioned was you to be a central part of the character. That's why it's FPS. That's why the character V is kind of like a fluid character or whatever. And it makes sense. But sometimes you get more into those experiences not by actually being that character or trying to be the character, but by playing a character. And I think that's what makes it different with Geralt, is that you get into a character like Geralt because he's got some different quirks or whatever it might be that maybe make him stick out more memorable. So, again, Cyberpunk was a great game. I had a good time with it. Great game in the fact that I had a lot of fun playing it. Is it a great game? Is it Witcher 3? It's definitely not Witcher 3. Right. Not a lot of games are, though. That's true. That's valid. Not a lot of games are. Like, I'll put Witcher 3 against, I would say, probably 90% of the games that are out there, just generally. So, I don't know if that's your answer.
No, like, and like I said, I don't respect your opinion, but I'm just joking. I do respect your opinion, but here's the thing, man. Like, from what I played of it, and it's going to be different for everybody, the type of experience they have with it. I like to play, a game and not have it crash all the time. I know yours didn't crash a lot. Mine was crashing consistently.
It did much later, though. The game started crashing
I was so frustrated with that because, I'm losing progress. It's pulling me out of the experience. Plus, I know the PC version is fucking god tier. So I'm like, you know what? Why am I putting up with this busted-ass game? Look, I know CD Projekt Red is a talented fucking developer. Okay, I know that. Like, I know Naughty Dog is a talented fucking developer. And if Naughty Dog pushed out some shit like this, I'd be like, Naughty Dog, shame on you. I'm going to fucking wait. And that's where I'm at with CD Projekt Red. Shame on you. But I know this is going to be a good fucking game. I'm going to wait. So I'm waiting for the next-gen upgrades. I know that's not going to come till the second half of the year. I've got plenty of shit to play right now, but I'm not going to play this game that is supposed to be super immersive, a killer story, which I agree. I didn't play I obviously didn't play nearly as far as you did, but I got to that first big silver hand moment where you kind of get the reveal of who he is and how he's going to play an integral part of the story. And I was like, you know what, this is fucking dope.
I think the game overall is a niche. Like cyberpunk as a like genre, like Blade Runners, for instance.
Oh,
like,
no,
not
yeah.
everybody's seen Blade Runner, but it's some of the
Shame on
fucking
you.
great sci-fi movies out there. This game is kind of like that, but it's not. I'm not comparing the fact that Blade Runner and cyberpunk. It's just that kind of living, breathing world. And Drassen said it felt kind of wooden. I kind of agree with that. But, you know, again, like for me to play in a cyberpunk world, it's what I love and what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, but that doesn't mean it was a great release. It wasn't a great release. It's a hard game to play because of everything. And honestly, it's almost overwhelming at times. Like, it takes you 10 or 15 hours to finally figure out what the fuck you're doing because there's a lot going on in the game as far as your points, as far as your upgrades, as far as your cyberware, everything. Even more so than Witcher at that point. It's a little overwhelming, but it's not The Witcher for sure.
Right. Yeah, and hopefully, you know, at some point, like I said, when they get that next gen upgrade out, they get these patches out, and I jump into the game. I'm gonna delete my save. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna start over from the very beginning, and try to enjoy this game for what it is. Because CD Projekt Red is a very talented developer. They're great writing stories. They craft incredible worlds that you want to explore. I'm not dealing with all the bullshit that comes with it.
Yeah, and you should. And Prime, the most disappointing game of all time is Too Human. So
Too Human. Oh, what was wrong with Too Human?
It was a quarter of
Not
the game it should have been.
What? Maybe it was overselling. I don't know.
Moving on.
Okay. Anyway, Brian, come on.
Yeah. What up?
Chrono's like Too Human, so shut the fuck up.
Well, no, I enjoyed it. It was just it was this big of a game. It was a dude, and it wasn't a tone. So we need more game. That's basically it.
Geez, sounds like you're just being a bitch about it.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, moving on. Now that you finally got the big boy out of the way, what are you playing now?
So the backlog time. It's time for backlog. The first one on that is a newer game in the backlog, but I want to play Control really bad.
Yes, you
so
did.
I'm playing Control, and then we recently had Bravely Default 2 release on Friday, so. That's quite an amazing old school grandpa JRPG that I can't get enough of on the Switch. Great game. Story is don't care. Just want to play the gameplay. It's very adolescent or whatever. But the new craze for everybody today, 5 million copies have been sold, is that PC only exclusive survival crafting game Valheim. Which our server don't work because somebody.
Yeah, it's awesome. You guys paid for a server that does not work.
But yes, if it ever works, you guys are welcome to join our Discord and join the B&B community Valheim server. We'd love to have you. So I'm currently juggling 3 games now that I'm done with Cyberpunk because I didn't play anything during Cyberpunk.
Yeah, you were straight Cyberpunk.
Yep. That was it. Except for little All Stars with you guys.
Right.
All Stars. So that's it.
Awesome. So what do you think of Bravely Default so far?
Bravely Default is awesome. I love that. I can't get enough of that combat. I mean, it could just be the combat over and over, and I'd be completely hooked. I love that turn-based combat. I just and because it's modernized to where it's like the speed up and it's perfect. It's a mindless, enjoyable way to play. I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm in this. I'm stuck in this vicious cycle right now, dude. Where I'm like in JRPG heaven.
You are all over the place.
I'm still doing God of War.
Yep.
But here's the thing. Like right now, at this particular moment, I am rotating between Bravely Default 2 and Yakuza Like a Dragon, and I'm kind of caught off guard by Yakuza Like a Dragon because the Yakuza series, predominantly all of them, are like brawlers.
Yeah.
You know, you're just running in, fighting, you get these cool abilities, you're beating the shit out of everybody, and that's all it is. They kind of flipped the script on Yakuza Like a Dragon. It is a JRPG with turn-based combat. With all the elements that you take from like something like Bravely Default, all the different mechanics in there, and it's just like, whoa. But you get that, the type of over-the-top action and visuals that you would get from a Yakuza game. But one thing that I'm really impressed with Yakuza so far, writing.
That's what you're saying.
The story is actually really fucking good. Like, really good. Well, we got some thoughts out there about...
Cap said Octopath Traveler better than Bravely Default. A lot of people didn't really like Octopath Traveler.
Octopath Traveler better than Bravely Default.
So it's okay.
I played Bravely Default for a little bit on, I think it was a 3DS when that came out.
Yeah.
Is that where Bravely Default was?
Rad.
I didn't play enough Octopath Traveler to know if it's better than Bravely Default or not. But so far, Bravely Default 2 is like the perfect game to play while you're working.
It is a game for that.
It is because like
I'm watching TV.
Yeah, I'll be working on something and I'll have the cutscene playing through automatically. So I'm just listening as everyone's talking, and then break time comes up. Oh, here's a battle. I got to start this battle quick. Boom, 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 boom. I'm in the middle of the battle, but it's turn based, so you just wait. So got to get back to work. Start working on stuff. Come to lunchtime. Cool, battle's right here, and go right to it. I mean, it's really really good. I love the mechanics of Bravely Default, the whole Brave and Default thing, kind of building up battle points and shit like that. It's really, really, really fun so far. But, man, just being able to go back from that and Yakuza Like a Dragon.
And the other one, the God one.
Oh, my God. Curse of the Dead Gods.
Yeah.
Guys and gals, if you played Hades and you liked Hades, or if you just like a roguelike dungeon crawler type of game, Curse of the Dead Gods from Past Tech Games, who I found out is not the developer of Darkest Dungeon. It is not. They are Red Hook Games. So this is somebody else, but there's similarities, a lot from the art style and whatnot.
Sure.
But Curse of the Dead Gods is fucking awesome.
Yeah, so you're like a mixed bag right now.
I am all over the map. I don't even know what to stream right now. I gotta go back and stream. I gotta get back to God of War. Obviously, I want to finish that. But all these games. Yeah, it's okay.
What's a God of War?
Yeah. Dude, if you guys, and I think it might still be on sale. It's a $19.99 game. It's available on Switch. A fucking sweet Switch game. It'd be a fucking dope ass Switch game.
That's what I want to play it on, actually.
PlayStation, Xbox, PC. It's $19.99. It's currently on sale, or it was last week for $17.99. It might still be on sale. It is worth it. It's challenging. And there's a lot of stuff to do in there. The skill tree that you unlock and all the different things that you're building toward. It's a roguelike. You play through, you die, you take everything you earned and go and upgrade your stuff, and you jump back in with like new abilities and new weapons, and you're still just grinding through everything. It's a hell of a lot of fun, you guys. It's really, really good. Curse of the Dead Gods, that's up on our YouTube channel. I stream that on Friday night. A lot of fun. Really digging that. Let's see. Dark Player says Ghost of Tsushima is an awesome game. It fucking is.
It sure is.
It really, really is.
Still.
Chronos, you will love that game on the Switch. It'll be a great game on the Switch.
That guy owns like 7 Switches in his home.
I'm thinking
Chronos,
about buying a second one.
He's got Switches in like his bathroom.
I'm trying not to because there's all this talk about a Switch, a new one.
I know. It's probably actually, I'm sure it's true,
Uh-huh.
honestly, but it's been like fucking 2 years of hearing that.
I know. But I don't want to buy one now and have another one drop this fall. I'm just going to
plug it in.
All I did was I bought 3 or 4 dock stations now, so I can just bounce around the different TVs. That's all I'm going to do for right now.
I bought a second. Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to wait because I know at some point they're going to have the fucking thing, a 4K version, and that's the one I'm going to want to grab next. So, but a lot of cool games that we're playing, a lot of JRPGs, a lot of good stuff. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff to play right now.
There's a lot of great different mixes.
Dark Player says, do you think we will get the Silent Hill reboot? I mean, from what it sounds like, Dark, it sounds like there might be 2 of them.
There's a lot of rumors.
There's a lot of rumors that Konami is leasing out the license to multiple. It sounds like Bloober Team might be working on one. There's another celebrated Japanese developer that's working on one, or supposedly. I think we'll get a Silent Hill reboot, but it sounds like right now we might get multiple entries in the series. Now, could these all be different games? I have no idea. I hope we get a new Silent Hill. I mean, I think that's the general consensus. We all want a new Silent Hill game, but who's making it? How many they're going to be? I don't think it's a matter of if we're going to get one. It's going to be a matter of how many we're going to get.
Hopefully.
The PT demo shook the horror fan. It sure did. Do I remember? I was at work. And I was going through the store that Tuesday, and there was like this demo PT, and everyone was like, and I was like, at the time I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this PT demo? And so I didn't think anything of it. And then like an hour later, you go on social media and Twitter's like, holy fucking shit, this PT demo is nuts.
Playable test.
And at the same time, no one had hit the ending yet. So everyone was like, oh man, this thing is fucking terrifying. So I'm like, whoa. So I'll download this. Sounds really terrifying. You get home, go to check it out, and playing through it, and it's really, really scary. And all of a sudden, you get on Twitter, and you're like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Okay, I want to see what they're talking about." Takes me another day to get through it. Finally get through it, and then you get the reveal, and you're like, holy fucking shit. What? I mean, dude, nobody talked about that demo releasing. Sony didn't say a fucking thing about that demo releasing. Nothing. I think on the blog at the time they were doing like the new releases. They had that one, the drop. They had the PlayStation blog, and it was deep down. It was like, PT demo, and I was like, oh, no,
like 2014.
I don't fucking know, but that was an incredible experience.
Yeah,
it was really, really incredible.
Could have been.
White Wolf says, anyone excited for any new Pokemon stuff? I'm super excited for Legends.
I thought, I'm not a Pokemon guy, but that Arceus one, that open world one, definitely gonna check it out. I think I'm not a big Pokemon person, but I'm excited for the fans of Pokemon because I enjoy
they're hyped.
I enjoy Pokemon, and that's exciting. I'm excited for those fans, so that's pretty dope. Sure.
Dark Player said thoughts on Resident Evil Village. Looks amazing. Love the demo.
Demo was dope.
I'm all over Resident Evil, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all there is. I like the demo. I deleted it. I don't want to play it anymore. I'm just gonna wait for the game to drop.
Absolutely.
2 months. Hype.
Legends,
I mean, really excited for. I love 7, except for the final boss battle, which was weak as fuck. I am really excited to see where they're gonna go with this one with Ethan Winters. It's gonna be pretty dope, man. Really excited about it. So
cool.
That's where I'm at on that. All right, we have a lot of shit. Oh, what did I miss?
Time.
What's time for what? Time for what? Are you serious?
Already?
Are you? Dude, we haven't even gotten to the first topic.
I've been drinking for a while, dude.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. You guys and gals, I am really sorry. I'm really sorry, but he's got to go fucking pee already.
I didn't bring my catheter.
Dude, I didn't even have it on this page of the stream deck. I had it on the second page for later in the show, not fucking 20 minutes. Well,
you let me talk about Cyberpunk. It's your fault.
Oh, my God. All right, guys. Sorry. We'll be right back. Here's Tone pissing. We're going to talk about this for a minute. He pissed before we started streaming. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. We're not even to the first fucking topic. I mean, all this stuff is the intro stuff. We haven't even gotten to the first fucking topic, and he's already pissing. I wish you guys understood the struggle that I have to go through. This fucking guy. Dude, I was expecting. Dude, we haven't even gotten to the drawing winner. We haven't gotten to the contest winner. We haven't gotten to the first topic, and he's going piss already. It's unfucking believable. Unbelievable. I gotta go before he comes back. For all of you.
You know, I can see all those comments, right? What?
Unbelievable. Okay, we are moving on to the first topic, and we're going to talk about something that JZ989 mentioned in the Discord. He was like, "Hey, I can't wait to talk about how disappointing 30 coins ended." Here we are. We're going to talk about this just briefly. We are 8 minutes away from the first winner of our giveaway, $20
That's awesome.
card of your choice.
Exclamation mark, enter if you have not yet.
I'm not gonna spoil anything,
Enter.
but I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just gonna say I'm just disappointed with the way this ended. I know Tone's a little bit indifferent, which I think will make for a good conversation. But no, we will not spoil anything. Other than to say, there might be some general comments made. But Tone, 30 coins, episode 8 dropped last week.
Yes.
We watched it, we checked it out. The series is complete. Initial reactions to the season in general, please.
I actually enjoyed it. It's definitely not great. It's good. It isn't really good. I feel like it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is the vision was to take inspiration from multiple types of movies or styles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They did that, whether you wanted it or not. It didn't work every time at all. We know there was 2 or 3 like real lag episodes towards the 3/4 of the waypoint.
5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, were real rough to some degree. There's still some good content in them. It was just overshadowed by a lot of soap opera drama, which was really weird. But there was definitely some surprising turns where they right out the gates in the last episode. I didn't mind it maybe as much as you did. I kind of like sometimes when things take these really weird turns and chances with stuff. Doesn't necessarily make for great storytelling. Probably not all the time. Does it make sense for the story? Probably not all the time either as well. But I didn't mind it either because I found it entertaining.
Sure.
I like sometimes that little over the top that you don't expect. It definitely got some Robert Rodriguez vibes at times, which was
Indeed,
you said Resident Evil, and I was gotta see that too. That's cool. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I don't feel bad about watching this. I don't feel like I wasted my time with the series.
Sure. Okay.
And I feel like both of us can attest to this with the amount of time in our life with work, families, and your herpes that we sometimes don't want our time wasted. Fortunately enough, I don't feel like that. Watch it. You be the judge. It's definitely right out the gate. It's one thing. Then it's another thing, and then it's a completely another thing, and then it's like everything mashed in. So please watch it. Let us know what you think later. I don't want to spoil anything because I know like Cap and some people are still watching it, but it was definitely different.
Yeah, and Jimmy Z said it right there, and I agree with him 100%. It had such great potential after the first few episodes, but then it fell off. I'm glad I finished it, though. And I'm the same as you guys. I'm glad I finished it. I'm glad I seen it through to the end. Episodes 1 through 4 were really, really good. It set a tone. It set a precedent. Like, I had an understanding of, like, okay, this is going to be a dark, gritty, religious horror show with a little bit of camp. I was expecting a little bit of camp. And, the first 4 episodes were really, really good. Then we got to 5 through 7, which, again, kind of went down the more individual story arcs for each of the characters. Other than Father Vergara's, I could have done without the other ones. I didn't really care for Elena's. She was just a sex symbol through those episodes, which isn't a bad thing. She's a beautiful lady. But
She felt like she was objectified really heavily, and she did not start out like that.
There was really no like real meaning to her story. It was just like, okay, she's just there to be naked. Okay, great. Paco's story with March in those episodes, again, like you said, very heavy soap opera and just kind of like Father Vergara's was super important because it was integral to the story.
Integral to the whole
everything
story.
to do with the antagonist. So his was the best story arc that they explored. But then we get to episode 8, which is, I will say, it's the best episode of the second half.
Yeah.
Out of 5 through 8, but ultimately, it just succumbs to just it's over the top camp. We had a little bit of camp here and there, but it was still pretty much a gritty, dark, twisted, horror thriller, mystery, whatever. But that last episode, it starts off with just an absolutely absurd Resident Evil boss battle. And what's disappointing about that is it shows this thing, and there's this huge battle. You never see that thing again. Why not? That thing could have ended everybody. It just goes away. And then there's ridiculous action here and there. But then the story gets incredibly muddled towards the end. Like, it just does not stick the landing. It's incredibly muddled. It's I didn't get the answers I was hoping for, and it actually kind of felt like a cheat.
Yeah,
the way it ended and the way it sets up for the future. I was just like, this felt like a cheat. Like that, like if they started at the beginning of the season, like this is gonna be a one season thing, and then the way it ended, it was like last second, like wow, maybe we can milk this a little bit more.
Maybe
And I
we'll
was just
get a
like,
second
come on,
season
dude,
out of
that's-
it. Yeah.
I just don't know if this type of story can do the multiple seasons thing. It's not like a Game of Thrones. It's not like that.
You said limited series as it, and I think that would have been better as an 8-episode limited series, like a really long movie.
Right.
And I definitely feel that. So, yeah, I just.
It, like I said, I love the chemistry between the trio. You know, Father Vergara, Paco, and Elena.
Yeah.
They're all really, really good. And I'm glad they came back for the final episode. They're all together. They're really good. But it was just like those first 4 episodes set such a high bar.
Yeah.
You know, I was understanding of like the different style of visual effects. It's not going to be what we see here. I was cool with that. I had no issue with it. It just gets completely overdone in these last couple episodes, especially episode 8. It is absurd. There are some really just goofy ass spots. And again, when it ends, you're just like, that just seems like a cheat. I just wasn't a big fan of the way it ended. And I mean, I would have been happy with this being a one time thing.
Yeah, and again, at the end of the day, like it definitely came short on a few things, but I think I enjoyed it clearly more than you.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely wouldn't tell people to not watch it. I think you should definitely watch it.
Check it out.
You might find something more out of it than maybe Dude did. Because he's wrong a lot of times. So I mean, just watch it and enjoy it for yourself, and let me know what you think of it, and talk to me. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. That's all I want to talk about it now.
Yeah, we weren't going to hang on this very long. I mean, it was just kind of like I was disappointed with the ending of it. He thought it was like movie of the year. It's whatever.
By the way, this goes.
We have a winner in 59 seconds.
59 seconds. Oh,
the first winner. We chose in 59 seconds. So if you're just tuning in, ! Enter. Get in there right now for a chance to win a $20 code for either Xbox Live, PlayStation, or Nintendo Switch. Your choice. 40 seconds. We will draw a winner.
Or the underwear I'm currently wearing.
You don't want that.
They do.
You don't want that at all.
Can I get a puppy pad down here? I saw it.
Puppy pads are nice, man. Good stuff.
I'd use some pump.
But yeah, no, it is what it is with this. I wish it could have been better. I wish it would have cleaned it up or tied it off neatly at the end. But it was just kind of like whatever.
Last minute.
Let's see who is going to be the winner for the first giveaway.
It shows a winner.
10 seconds.
Oh, wait.
Here we go! ! Enter. Make sure you hit ! Claim if you are the winner. 2, 1. JG Release.
Hey, JG. What up, dude?
JG Release. You are the winner. If you are here right now, ! Enter. You have 1 minute. ! Claim. ! Claim.
JG, if you're out there.
I lied. JG, if you're there, ! Claim. If not, after 1 minute, it will draw a new winner. I don't know where JG is. JG releasing there.
Is he sleeping? Should I text him?
He fall asleep? I would say he's got like less than 30 seconds at this point. We'll see what happens. If not, we'll have a... Oh, there we go.
Did he get it?
He got
it. Did he get it? You wake out there, boy?
He woke up. There we go.
All right. What
JG
up?
release.
Congratulations,
all right, that is
brother.
The first
Appreciate you.
winner. We are going to run the contest again.
I'll holler at you later. Get you that code, brother.
We're going to start it right now.
So, yeah.
45 minutes. ! Enter.
Back to back fucking giveaways. Wow.
Back-to-back giveaways. Let's go.
Jesus.
There it is.
Those
JG,
hand jobs
congratulations.
behind fucking
Second
Retro Rock.
giveaway is underway right now. ! Enter. And we're moving on to our first movie review of the evening. A couple of movies we checked out.
Did we?
The first one we're going to talk about is Judas and the Black Messiah.
This could be movie of the year. It's going to be hard to fucking come out.
It's already been nominated for Golden Globes, and we got a winner too.
We got a winner.
Daniel Kaluuya. He is amazing in this movie. He won a Golden Globe the other night. Tone, Judas and the Black Messiah is available now on HBO Max. You can watch it there. I want to get your initial thoughts. Judas and the Black Messiah.
The movie is completely engaging. The dialogue is so fucking good. When you watch this movie, you really feel like you're a part of it. I learned things from this movie that shame on me for not knowing.
Yes.
And whether or not that's because it's a product of our society, I'm going to guess it's probably got a lot to do with that. And damn, King, absolutely. This was an amazing movie. It's a very moving movie.
Yep.
It's a very emotional movie. It gets you in the feels pretty hard. This movie really, really, really kind of made me think a lot too. And existentially to the point of where we're at now. I know we say that kind of often sometimes around here, but I feel like this is one of those ones that's very direct line, and I don't want to get too deep into that, but you know, there's some things that I took away from this that probably not a lot of folks did, and boy, oh boy, the acting in it is so fucking, and clearly we've already got a Golden Globe winner. Now Daniel there as I guess
Fred Hampton,
he's the kind of he plays Fred Hampton. He's the main character.
He's not the main.
He's not the main character.
He's the supporting actor.
Supporting, but it's a really big focus on him. Clearly.
Yep.
And then my boy there. I can't ever say his name properly.
Lakeith Stanfield.
He was in. I keep telling you, he was in the show Atlanta. And if you've never seen the show Atlanta, it's also won some great awards. Great show, and every scene that he is in, he completely steals. And so I was really excited that he got a main role to do this, and he really commands the scenes that he's in as well too. And it's hard for that character because of the tug of war that he has to play as a character in this movie. So you have to see him on different ends of spectrums. He's got to play some range. He does it really well, and he there was one scene where he went from scared, angry, fight or flight to excited and happy and smiling when he's backing up his car, and you see his demeanor completely change. I'm on his facial expressions, and that isn't easy to do, I don't think, for everybody. So man, I tell you what, this movie is I know we're early in the year so far right now, we got a lot of stuff on the horizon, but in the last 6 months, we'll say, well, it's definitely probably in the top 5 movies that I've seen. This was a great movie. I recommend everybody watch this movie as soon as they get a chance and really intake it and sit back and honestly just be objective. That's all I want. Just watch it and be objective. Just try to be part of it. And it holy boy,
it's based on true events. It's a true story, and so there's no real spoilers here, but. This is a story about Bill O'Neill, and that's Lakeith Stanfield's character. His character is introduced. He's a thief. He's stealing people's cars. He's boosting cars, and he gets picked up. He gets arrested by the police. He gets interrogated by the police, and they basically, they find out, he's not caught up in all of everything that's going on at that time. He
doesn't give a shit. He's just trying to make a buck.
He's out to survive. He's looking for himself. And the police use that to manipulate him to work as an informant. FBI. They manipulate him to be an informant for them, to infiltrate the Black Panther Party, this Illinois chapter, and keep tabs on Chairman Fred Hampton, who is played by Daniel Kaluuya. This is all stuff that you can read about. This is, like I said, it's a true story. But the thing that's it's a heart-wrenching story because it really looks at the struggle that people of color had to deal with the police. I mean, it was really bad. I mean, it's bad now, but it was really bad then. And that's when it was they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their lives on the streets, and you just have this story that is, you see how manipulative the FBI is and how they use people who are vulnerable and maybe they don't know any better. And it's just it's a heart-wrenching tale. It's intense. There are some brilliant scenes. There are some great scenes, but there are some really just gut-wrenching scenes, especially in the ending. And when you think about these performances, I mean, obviously Daniel Kaluuya, he has the role where he can really show his range from being very intense when he's speaking at these events.
Charisma.
He's got the charisma. He's got the way to deliver. He commands the screen every time he's on there. But he also is very, very good in his more subtle scenes. The scenes with I'm trying to remember her name. I actually wrote it down. She was in Project Power. She was the girl in Project Power with Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the one that we watched on Netflix.
Oh,
that's her. Yeah,
shit.
Dominique Fishback.
Okay.
She was in it, and she's really, really good. In the scenes with her, you kind of see a side of him that it contrasts the side of him that when he's out in public view and when he's handling his business. And he does such a great job in that role, and he's so strong. But like you mentioned, Keith Stanfield, though his character is more subtle, his performance is more subtle, because again, he starts off as this character that doesn't give a shit about anything. He's just out for himself. He gets manipulated by the FBI. He infiltrates the Black Panther Party, and then he starts to believe. He starts to understand. Here's why these fucking people are doing this. This is why they're doing this, because they're tired of this shit. Why am I? I should be tired of this shit. And then there's the internal struggle. Do I give them the information? How do I not get killed in the process? Because, you know, there's already stories going around about other informants who have been killed off in fucking horrific ways. And it's just it's an incredible film. The pacing is brilliant. It's well done. The acting all around is everyone is really, really good in this movie.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you wish it was a fiction.
Yeah, you really do it, but it's an eye-opening movie. It's a movie that just it gives you the perspective that I just don't have. I haven't experienced. But man, the more you get from this perspective, the more you fucking understand. You understand the struggle. You can't sit there and say I can relate because I can't, but I can fucking understand the struggle and the bullshit that goes into it, and the fucking just the privilege of these people that are make these decisions. Just like, oh, just kill them. It's fine. You're just like, what the fuck?
You know, one of the things that really something that I didn't know or didn't understand from this era into now was that you know, you hear Jesse Jackson and the Rainbow Coalition. Mm-hmm. I had no idea what the Rainbow Coalition meant.
Right.
And now I know. I had no idea, and I learned that from this movie, and that was a big thing for me because I felt like anytime you can learn something just generally in life, I think is always really important.
Absolutely.
That was something that I learned, and it might not be a huge detail. There's bigger things to learn from this movie, and I totally learned that. But to transfer into where we're at now for something that I heard and didn't know and didn't realize what it was, where it got to start from, to know that now is pretty well. It's sad that it took this long for sure, but it's good to know now and to be able to learn that about the Rainbow Coalition. So, which was you know, a part of this, and now too.
Yeah, it's one of those movies, you guys, or if you just sit down and watch it, it'll piss you off.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It'll upset you, but that's part of the perspective. That's part of trying to get insight into what is going on out there. And that shit, a lot of the stuff that you see in this movie now is relevant today. And it's that perspective, it's that insight, it's that, and seeing the heartache that people of color have had to endure all these years, and you see stories like this, and you understand what's going on behind the scenes and how manipulative people in power are, and how fucking shady they are. It's just, it's really difficult. It's really difficult to watch, and everyone in it is just fantastic. It's a hard movie to watch, but it's a movie you need to watch.
Yes,
you know, it's something you need to watch, and some of the stuff that they tell you after the movie's over in the info and all that stuff about what happens to some of these characters in real life. It's especially Bill O'Neill.
Yeah,
like unfucking believable, dude. Unbelievable, just how people use people, and it's fucking disgusting, and it's horrible, and you should watch it. I'm serious, you guys. Watch it. It's a powerful film. The movie is great. The performances are great, and the story will hit you in the fucking gut. So make sure you check it out. It's available now on HBO Max. Definitely worth a look.
Yep,
absolutely.
It'll be a hard one to top this year.
All right, moving on to the next movie we're going to discuss. Wrong Turn. Now, you're thinking, wait, Wrong Turn? The one from like 2002?
Yeah, there's like 74 of those fucking movies.
There's like 25 of these movies.
Right.
And there were. And they were all progressively worse, each and every entry. Now, the thing is, Wrong Turn, this one, is directed by Mike Nelson. It's starring Charlotte Vega, Matthew Modine, and Bill Sage. And, you know, you're thinking, other than Matthew Modine, who are these other people? Very unknown cast for the most part. Bill Sage is underrated. He's very, very creepy. He's the leader of the Foundation. But basically what they've done here, they've rebooted the franchise. Wrong Turn, the original, and that whole series was basically following like these inbred cannibals were the antagonists throughout this entire series. Very fucked up, very disturbing movie. This one kind of flips the script a little bit. You have a different antagonist, and basically what this is, it's a group of friends hiking on the Appalachian Trail, but they're confronted by like this secret society, the Foundation.
Yeah, that's been there since before the Civil War.
They've been up there for a long fucking time.
Yeah, and they've generationally keep going. Like
right, they bring whoever comes up there, whoever makes it up there. If they don't die, they become a part of this society.
Yeah,
and what's interesting about this movie is that this Foundation, while it's very fucking weird, some of their what's the word I'm looking for? Some of their beliefs are kind of interesting compared to everything outside of the Foundation, everything in real world. They don't deal with racism. They don't deal with like all the hate and prejudice.
They beat
outside.
a lot of stereotypes in that way because it's not what you would think or expect just from life in this area, because it's a society that's kind of in its own way like open and free of all of those stereotypes and prejudice.
No stereotypes.
It's really,
just like, it's a group. It's a bunch of people
wanting to be, or in their thought process, better than.
They're all working together.
Yep.
They want to survive.
Yep.
They don't want to rely on technology. They don't want to rely on politics. They don't want to rely on everything that's corrupted, or that's been corrupted over the years in our society. So it's really interesting how they kind of explore that. But anyways, this group of kids, and it makes their way through the Appalachian Trail. They encounter these folks. They get abducted by them, and it's just a very it's a unique story. And there's some dark humor to it. There's a lot of dark humor in this movie. And now look, this isn't going to win an Oscar. This isn't going to be like one of the most talked about movies ever. But I'm just saying, to reboot this franchise, one that has been run into the ground with just unlimited sequels, and it's just very gory, and there's not a whole lot of thought going into it. To reboot it like this is kind of interesting. It's there are some moments where you're just like, that's interesting.
I was really surprised by this movie. Because I sent you the trailer for it, I think, at first, and I was like, what is this movie, dude?
I was like, oh man, this is like a fucking reboot of a long running series.
Right. And I'm like, looking at this trailer, I'm like, yeah, but this kind of got potential. I saw, what's the guy from Memphis Belle and
Matthew Modine.
Matthew Modine. Duh. Yep. I'm like, well, that's a really random role, but I guess he was just in Stranger Things, so it's like
it's still, even because he was in Stranger Things, I was really surprised to see Matthew Modine in this movie.
Yeah, and I wonder if because late in life he's like, well, I'm not getting fucking a lot of calls these days. Might as well fucking get my McDonald's coupon.
It's funny though, because Matthew Modine is still. Matthew Modine, he's a good actor.
He's a good actor.
Yep.
He's not a person that you see attached
not an A-lister.
He's not, but he can act. He's a really great actor.
He's very much like Bill Sage, the leader of the Foundation.
Yeah.
He's not like a well-known guy, but you're like, I've seen him before. Bill Sage was in American Psycho. He's one of Patrick Bateman's friends.
Right. And I want to talk about him in a minute too. But this movie was very like. First of all, what's going to attract me is if there's
gore.
an R. Okay, well, that too. I was going to say R first
rating,
and then the gore. So if it's got an R, I'm already horny. You say gore, probably going to have to use a cup to hide it. But that's how it was with this.
Small cup. Shot glass.
He says a good size.
So go ahead.
It was like a 21-ounce cup from McDonald's. The high C in it. Anyways, it really... I didn't expect it to engage me the way it did. And it did. Even like the main character, like some of the campy stuff that happens with that character, she did a great job. It worked. Everything in this movie oddly fucking works. It shouldn't work, but it fucking worked. And like when they get to the end, like, and they're going through the through the cavern. That's one thing that sticks out to me because I didn't expect that or think about that.
Yeah.
You talked about the cannibalism.
Yep.
You see brief glimpses of that. You see these like deformed, defigured things and people that were kind of created when you think about it.
Yep.
And that part was probably one of the most creepiest parts.
Yep.
There are scenes in this that they don't pull the punches necessarily on. They it's almost like they kind of like tap you. It's a jab instead of a fucking left hook or something like that. Because you see stuff and it's clearly right in front of you. It's not full on like contact live like you were saying, but you're seeing some fucking gore, and that excites me. I like that kind of shit. Last thing I want to say about it, like clearly, like I said, I think everybody should watch this movie if you're into those kind of things. You like gore, you like suspense, you like horror, and it's not really horror, but Bill Sage's character found two things actually. Now that I think about this, he had a really good fucking haircut for living in the fucking Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah. Where's the barbershop?
Bro,
there?
what the fuck was that?
That shit was like layered.
Dude. Somebody in there that hopped on that trail had worked in a salon at some point because that motherfucker had the best haircut in like 3 counties in that state. Ain't no lie about that. That threw me off. The last thing I want to say is like the end is very elongated, which was kind of weird, and plays through the credits, and the last movie that did that I really enjoyed that plays through the credits was the
Howard
movie.
Stern.
Huh?
Private Parts, Howard Stern.
That's a good fucking callback. First of all,
Dude, the end credit scene with Paul Giamatti.
Dude, that's a fucking great callback, and I appreciate you calling back anything with the king of all media. But I was gonna say the movie Skyline does like this crazy thing through this gnarly fucking thing through the credits, and this does something similar too. And this movie gets, and at that point it felt more like because you know what was the fucking, was it Day of the Dead? No, the one in the mall.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
That remake.
Yep.
Did that too, and that was really dope.
Yes.
And they did it with this.
So they had the video with like the
yeah.
Yep.
And it like makes the like you're like, well, whoever watches the credits, well, clearly
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah.
Right. So I thought that was really cool and stuff like that. The movie, excuse me, kept me hooked the entire time. And then going through the credits like that. This is not like a fucking like you said, like a 9 or 10. It's not gonna win a lot of awards. I'm gonna give this like a fucking 8 out of 10 if I could, maybe even 8.5.
It's interesting. Like I said, man, when they get to the foundation and he's explaining what they do there, and some of the members that the hiking group actually was like, kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
it kind of makes sense what they're doing here. You're just like, fuck, dude. It's much smarter than anything else the other Wrong Turn movies did. I mean, it really is. It's not brilliant, but and there's obviously some plot holes here and there.
Right.
But for the most part, you're just like, I can see why it would be appealing to some people out there.
It's just weird. Like at the end of the day, I think we both agree it's really like weird how actually good this movie was.
Yep.
I went in with zero expectations, and I hope for good, and it was more than good. And I'm like, that's fucking weird.
You know, there's some off-putting stuff that people might have an issue with at the beginning. You know, the first 20 minutes, you kind of get the red versus blue. You get the
it's fucking
you get that. You know, there's gonna be a little bit of that, and some people might be offended by it or they might be upset by it. But if you can just get through it and just be like, hey, it's whatever, it's a movie, and just enjoy it for what it is, it's kind of interesting. Like I said, it's one of those, like you mentioned, you watch it and you're just like, oh, I don't feel like I wasted my time watching this
at all.
Oh,
I actually kind of enjoyed it. And
if you've seen the other Wrong Turn movies and you have a negative opinion, fucking just be done with it. It has absolutely nothing to do with those. There's actually a couple of little like.
Didn't the old lady kind of say something to kind of link them and thread them back? Like, oh, it's happened before.
She did, but I mean, but at the end of the movie, the girl, when she's talking to her dad, she's like, "Hey, it's movie night tonight," and he's like, "What did we get?" And he goes, "I don't know." She's like, "I don't know." The boys picked a movie about some cannibal inbred guys in the woods, and
yeah,
that
was
okay,
super
that's
fucking
funny.
meta about that.
Yeah,
but
it was just kind of like a little nudge, a little homage
whatever.
to it. So,
wink, wink.
I don't know if I would say go out and buy this movie, but if you see it on TV or if you want to rent something interesting and you don't mind a little bit of gore and you kind of like a weird like look at society and things going on out, how it compares to how we are now when it was more simpler. I mean,
very surprising.
It's very surprising. It's
Very,
not
there
a
it
great
is.
movie. It's not going to blow you away, but you're going to be like, man, that's a total
surprising.
waste of time. Keep an eye out for it. If you guys see it on on HBO or something like that, or on TV at some point, or on Netflix, watch it. It's actually pretty entertaining. It's not bad.
Not on CBS app. It sucks.
Come on, man. All right.
What?
Now,
I ain't
we've had a few people ask us about this. Are you guys going to fucking talk about this? Are you guys going to talk about this movie you guys haven't talked about yet because you didn't do a show because Tone had herpes? We got to talk about a trailer, Tone, that dropped. And I think you and I will agree. This trailer was way better than we were expecting from it. Way better. Let's check it out. Let's talk. We're going to look at Mortal Kombat. This is the Red Band trailer, by the way.
Yeah, which is the best.
Boss-ass trailer right here, you guys.
First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive.
Who's the wanted fugitive?
When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. The target had superhuman abilities.
Wait.
It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for
I
something
just like how it
known.
doesn't look cheap. It doesn't have shitty CGI. This looks like it's production. They're putting money into
As
this.
Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
These
These are your tragics.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
I'm Liu Kang.
Which is weird because Link
Makes
is like,
sense.
Kung Lao. Lord Raiden. The fate of Earth is in our hands.
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground, we will not fail. Kill them.
he looks pretty good for showing some of the confirmation of the
Oh, that looked dope. And it's good CGI. It doesn't look over the top. Like, it looks good.
That's all we want to see is Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting.
Sub-Zero.
And you get to see a fucking fatality.
Get over here. Woo!
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
Fucking get out of here.
Woo! Man.
I cannot wait to watch that shit.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. When that trailer dropped, I was like, I watched it 4 times, like immediately back to back to back. I was like, this looks really fucking good.
There's a lot going on in that fucking trailer too.
A lot. I thought that trailer was incredible. I thought it was like, honestly, man, because like it's obviously you have that stigma around video game movies. Monster Hunter. Did you watch that? Did you end up watching Monster Hunter?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm a little skeptic on that one. I don't know if I can watch that one. But like, there's obviously this stigma around like licensed video game movies are terrible. And obviously,
They
Mortal
are.
Kombat 95 is one of the few where people like really love that movie.
It's still a good. You
entertaining.
can still watch that today. It's
I
still
bought it.
entertaining.
I bought it.
Yeah, it's still
Bought it.
good. You watch it yet?
I haven't watched it yet, but
It's
I
still
bought it.
it's still watchable.
It's really it's entertaining as fuck. But this looks next level to even that one. This is high production values.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look cheap.
This is
The
20-some years
CGI
later.
looks
yeah.
really, really strong. The story
25?
sounds like it's actually developed. Like everyone, like, the things they're talking about, I'm just like, that sounds like it's not just, hey, you're in this realm, come and fight. It's just there was a lot going on in this trailer, and it looked fucking dope. The fight scenes, the settings, the vistas, everything looked fucking top of the line. I kind of got really high expectations for this, dude.
Well, I want to look. Okay, well, I want to, but anytime it's a video game movie, I don't ever have high expectations.
I know.
But this is one where you feel like you kind of got to let that wall down because you want to be like, what is this gonna be? This is gonna be good. And here's the thing about Mortal Kombat just generally. Yeah, the first 95 movie is still watchable.
Yep.
It is still entertaining.
Yep.
People love or hate Christopher Lambert. I'm a Christopher Lambert guy. I don't care what anybody thinks, but
I love Chris Lambert.
Annihilation's terrible. I understand that. It's
It
not
is.
a good
It's
movie.
bad.
You're right. I totally agree with that. But this doesn't feel so there was a YouTube series of almost 10 years ago that was doing episodes that was Mortal Kombat based, and they were like about each character.
Mhm.
And I think if I remember correctly, Ed Boon or NetherRealm were involved a little bit.
Oh, really?
And it was really fucking good. And it has, I want to say the main character that plays Scorpion in this, I swear was in that too. This has a lot of like feels of that, and which is a little bit more grittier, a little bit more grounded, some actual story, some real stuff going on. The thing about Mortal Kombat Legacy, yes, Blanco, thank you, my buddy.
There you go.
Here's the thing, is that with Mortal Kombat, there's a reason why they work well with DC in similarities and sense, and that's because they both recognize time is something they can play with, and so are like dimensions or layers or whatever of reality. Mortal Kombat has full blown into that, and DC has done that for years. So like you can watch this and it be a separate entity and not be the same as the games and still feel like Mortal Kombat and still work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to do that with a lot of things because a lot of people gatekeep on the things that they like. But it works with Mortal Kombat. It works with certain DC things when it's written well.
Sure.
And again, with that hype train that you're building with that, like I have aspirations as well too. Is that this is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the thing about like Cole and some of that stuff, that tattoo. I don't know. Like we'll talk about that Jay Hill because I'm definitely curious on what some of that stuff is and who that character could be. That's kind of like I'm worried that it's a wedged in character there for the Hollywood production side of it,
Sure.
or however it works.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, Mortal Kombat literally is just like there's a fucking tournament to save Earth and other realms, fight or die. Like that's it. And
Don't try to overcomplicate things.
Right. You know, so it's pretty simple at that point. And does that translate well into a movie? Well, it can. The 95 one did, and it was enjoyable. Can they do it with this? Well, clearly this looks really fucking good from a production value standpoint. And the fact that it sucks that we can't go to theaters and we're getting on HBO is still a good thing.
Now you can. It's beginning on Friday. You can start going to theaters. Man, it's gonna be packed, dude. It's gonna be wild. Come on, man. Whitmer said we can go party. I'm going to the bar Friday night and getting drunk.
No,
just
you're
so you
not.
know.
But I am definitely going to be trying to see Godzilla versus Kong.
I know you will.
No,
I know you will.
probably won't.
Oh, the chat is going crazy with some.
So let's. So that's
Jay Hill says, "Do you remember Super Mario Bros?" Yes, terrible movie.
That's actually you're a liar. You said before the show that was one of your favorite video game movies.
No, man. John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins, and then he got Dennis Hopper as King. That movie was trash.
Yeah, why'd they even go that route?
That movie was terrible.
Double Dragon also not good too for that.
No. Here's the thing, man. Street Fighter. It's interesting because it was trash, but the only reason I like that is Raul Julia. That was his last movie.
Street Fighter was a very, very shit video game movie, but unlike a lot of the other ones, that one is watchable. I do believe it is watchable. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not even saying it's good. You're definitely right about Raul there. He definitely stole the show in that. But Jean-Claude was Guile, and it just kind of like the movie worked in the scope that it worked, especially for the time frame. It's nothing that you need to like say, hey, it's great, but and some people, you know, half-assed beer. Some people actually like that Doom movie with The Rock.
I actually, I do. It's The Rock and what's my
It
man's
gets a lot
name?
of hate.
What's my man's name? The other dude that's a big actor. He's on Carl Urban.
Carl Urban's in that's
Yep,
right.
He's
Yeah,
in that. Yep.
fuck, I
And
forgot
so
about
is Rosamund Pike. She's his sister.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Doom movie was. I thought it was okay, but once it went into first
I hope
person
so, Jay.
mode.
That's a good idea.
Once it went into first person mode, and you had the chainsaw, I was like, okay, this is fucking.
That was a good
sick.
homage. That was a
dope.
cool homage,
That
man.
was cool. That was cool. I was on board for this.
Yeah,
so.
Detective Pikachu is actually really dope. I thought that.
Rob Blanco says Raul Julia was the best part of all video games. Raul Julia, you guys, I know Adam's Family is a hit with everybody, but man, Raul Julia is just seriously one of the best like character actors of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He was incredible as Gomez Adams. Absolutely incredible as Gomez Adams. And it's a damn fucking shame that one of his final movies was Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He won a Golden Globe posthumously. Oh, wow. Butchered that shortly after he died. He won for a TV. I think it was like a TV miniseries on HBO. I can't remember the name of it. But he won an award. He was an incredibly talented actor. Like he was amazing. And for him to be stuck in something like Street Fighter at the end of his career was super disappointing. But man, as Gomez Adams, just incredible, man. You could see the guy's talent. He was awesome.
And you're right, and that's a good point. Ming-Na Wen played Chun-Li, right? Yeah, that was she was awesome in that role. I believe it was
A Dark Player M said worst video game movie is Alone in the Dark. Is that the one with Christian Slater? Player, is that the one with, I think that's the one with the Christian Slater. I think I watched that for about 10 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes. I was like, this is fucking trash, dude.
Yep, Kylie Minogue was Cammy. Yeah, I was.
I'm pretty sure
ex-girlfriend of
Christian
mine.
Slater was in Alone in the Dark, and it is fucking. I think that's a Yui Bowl movie, if I remember correctly.
I'm sure it is.
It was fucking horrible.
Sure
it was
is.
really, really, really bad. It was really bad. But no, I have a lot of high expectations for this movie. I thought the trailer was dope.
I'm
The
excited.
music was great. It looked good. The actors looked like they were into their characters. They were committed to them. I don't need this to be an Oscar-winning story.
Yeah, you're
I
not-
need it to
yeah.
be fucking badass,
Yeah.
violent as hell, cool looking. That's all I need from it, you know?
That's all you need.
I thought it looked pretty dope. I'm really excited for this. April 16th, HBO Max and in theaters.
We will be talking about that.
We have a lot to talk about in the next couple of weeks. We have some movies that are going to be dropping on HBO Max. We've got the Justice League, the Snyder Cut. We've got Godzilla. We've got Mortal Kombat. We got Cosmic Sin coming out next Friday. Is the Bruce Willis?
That's
movie?
right.
Cosmic Sin is next Friday night. So we have a lot of movies. This
Street
is
Crash.
like. That's where Banter Babble. I'm really excited about the movie aspect of it because now that some theaters are going to start opening up, and movies are going to, like, these publishers, like, these studios are like, we got to get these movies out. We got to get these movies out, whether it's on streaming services or whatever. These movies, Coming to America 2, we'll actually be watching that this week, and we'll be talking about that next week. I'm a little concerned with it. I love everybody involved. I was not impressed with the trailer. Coming to America, the first one, is one of the greatest comedies of all time, in my opinion. It is fucking that good. I didn't think we needed a sequel to it, but here we are, 30-some-odd years later, we're getting a sequel. The first trailer did not do anything for me. The first movie, if they can't even come close to it, I'm going to say it's a disappointment. That's just the way it is. When you make a movie like Coming to America, which was fucking incredible.
Maybe tricky. I'm saying I'm keeping the optimism.
Maybe a surprise like Bill and Ted. I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Bill and Ted was better than I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
It was a great movie, but it was
entertaining. It was cool.
Yeah,
like,
we didn't
cool
waste
to
our
see these
time.
guys.
Yeah.
But, like, that trailer, in my opinion, I'm sure everyone's different. That trailer for Coming to America 2 was not good. It wasn't good. I watched it, I was like, okay, I love all these characters, but a lot of the scenes, it was like, these are cringy.
Well, the good news is that they're doing a sequel to Boomerang, so you'll hopefully get something.
Yeah! Give me some more Boomerang. During the dark days of Eddie Murphy, his movies weren't too
Not
good.
a great
Boomerang
movie.
was trash. The only part that was good was the dad from Friday.
Oh, yeah.
When he's sitting there going, he goes,
Jonathan
you know what?
Witherspoon.
You know what? You're a pussy whip. You gotta
Yeah.
flip it around. You gotta whip that pussy. Bang, 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 bang.
You're right. That was very Witherspoon in that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I absolutely love that part. You gotta be pussy whip. You gotta turn around. Whip that pussy. Bang, bang, bang. Loved it. John Witherspoon.
R.I.P.
Absolutely incredible.
What a genius. In his
Absolutely
comedy.
incredible. But no, April 16th, we'll be
April
watching
16th?
Mortal Kombat. We're good to
Right.
go.
Does that mean we're moving on?
We're moving on.
Sweet. Gotta go to the bathroom again.
Fucking God. All right, guys, we have 2 more topics. They're good topics. Stick around. We'll have a winner here. Oh, let's take it to giveaway.
Let's take a
You
look
might
at
have to-
the.
You might have to tough it out, little
no,
man.
I can handle. You got.
You have
time.
11 minutes.
Oh, that's gonna. Yeah, you might want to wait.
11 minutes. All right.
I'll be right back.
One more fucking pee break. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
I broke the seal.
You're a joke. This fucking guy. This fucking guy. You know what I'm going to do? Put a bucket over there. I'm going to put a bucket over there. Every fucking time we get into a good conversation, we got some good stuff coming up, and it's this bullshit. It's this bullshit. I got to pee fucking bad as hell right now. I'm probably going to piss my pants. I'm not going to stop the show. I'm not going to run upstairs and tinkle for 5 seconds. Some pump. Man, no, dude. I ain't doing that shit. After I seen how pissed my dad get, after we went through like 12 sun pumps at that house. Run a hose. I'm telling you, man. Where's Cuddles is... should be sitting right there. Cuddles would just piss on me or piss on the floor. Cuddles would be like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go tinky. Oh, it's coming back. I gotta go. Bye, guys. right. Now.
I want a puppy pad.
No. Need to get him a puppy pad. All right, moving on to our next topic. We got some gaming news we want to talk about, and it's interesting stuff because we're fans of VR here.
We are.
Sony last week said, "Hey, we're doubling down. We're doubling down on PlayStation VR," and they announced the first details of PSVR. We're going to call it 2.0 right now. And to accompany that, they had a huge release today of VR news. Games that are coming to PlayStation VR this year, games that look dope. We got Doom 3 right here on the screen. That's coming in VR with all of its DLC going to be available. That launches at the end of the month, March 29th. Super exciting stuff for VR. So obviously Sony is doubling down on VR. You and I are big fans of VR. We played PlayStation VR. We played Oculus Quest 2. We understand the value of VR, and we enjoy the immersive experience, the future. But want to talk a little bit about what we know about PlayStation's next VR headset, which is not going to be out in 2021. This is sounding like it's going to be a 2022 product, which I'm fine with, especially if there's a new Switch possibly coming at the end of the year. I don't want to have to buy a new headset. But there are a couple of things that we took away from the post that they put on the blog. We didn't see any pictures of the headset. We didn't get a whole lot of details, but there were two things that really kind of stood out to us. First of all, this headset, it will connect to the PS5 with a single cord to simplify setup. Now, having played Oculus Quest, having the wireless freedom of the headset, we know how nice it is to not have a cord attached.
Correct.
We know it's nice to be able to set up your boundaries with your controller. Here's my area, and just playing freely without having to worry about a wire to trip over.
Correct.
You and I both appreciate it. I'm sure a lot of the viewers who have the Quest, they appreciate that as well. It's that freedom. But here's the thing about the Oculus Quest. The games look great. Don't get me wrong. They're fun. They're immersive. They're great. Mm-hmm. But if you want to play something like Half-Life or something higher-end stuff, you have to have a cable connected to your Quest, your PC.
Because all the processing can't do like what you want to do here.
The Quest is there to allow you, like, it's kind of like walking in at the base level of a building. It's the ground level to VR gaming. Get in here, have a lot of fun, have a good time.
You're in the carport.
And dude, don't get me wrong. Panic says he loves his Quest. I am not devaluing the Quest. It is a fantastic fucking piece of equipment. Love the Quest. It's a great headset. You play it a lot. It's an amazing headset that allows you a lot of freedom. That being said, there's a limit to it. You can't sit there and jam 10 GPU or 10 teraflops into a headset and expect it to cost, what was it, $299? $199?
$299, $399.
$299. You can't expect it at that price, which is why they're like, hey, you can buy this $80 cord, plug it into your PC, and now you can get that high-end experience.
Right.
So, PS4 at the time was a 4 teraflop system. PS5 is 10 teraflops. Mm-hmm. It's a beefier system. There's a whole lot more to it. And because console gaming is all about accessibility and entry, low entry to get into it and experience stuff, right. Sony can't kick out a headset with 10 teraflops of power to have it connect wirelessly to the PS5. They can't do it because the price would be through the fucking roof.
Correct.
And anybody with the PS5 isn't going to want to shell out another $500 for a fucking headset for, to be honest, VR hasn't quite taken off yet. It's appreciative. It's really, really good from what we've played, but it's not. It can't quite justify that cost yet.
Maybe not, but I will actually counterpoint with that pretty seriously.
Bring it, Daddy.
So you may or may not have seen me on Twitter talking about this recently. Somebody made a comment.
Have you muted?
Shut the fuck up. Somebody made a comment that a couple people shared that the PSVR sales were equivalent to the iToy on the PS3.
Not the same.
Correct, because we're first of all, we're comparing apples and oranges.
Literally nowhere near the same
Correct.
In terms of pricing.
We are also forgetting the fact that the PSVR not only was normally a $350 piece of equipment if you went for the full bundle with all the pieces, that didn't come out till 2 or 3 years after PlayStation 4 was released, right? So it equates to X amount of percentage of sales versus the console sales. The fact that they sold 2.5 million at least units on top of a $300 or more $400 when it first came out system at $350 price point is nothing to turn your back on. That's a pretty big fucking deal. People wanting to try to like devaluize that, but the reality is you were already behind on console sales by the time the PSVR came out,
right?
And it's still a niche crowd, and not everybody has the kind of expenditures to just say, I'm going to spend almost double and have 2 pieces of big hardware.
Right.
Not everybody's able to do that. Now, they've not only done a great job of supporting it and continuing to, clearly, but what people forget is that this is the future of gaming. I don't care who you are. VR gaming, we saw it in Judge Dredd. We saw it in all kinds of different movies in the past. Well, not Judge Dredd. Demolition Man.
Demolition Man, baby.
Excuse me. VR is going to be the future. It clearly has always been the future in some way. You can look back at the Power Glove in some way and say, well, that was the inspiration for what the Wii was. And now
these
the
things
Switch
were ahead of their time. Man.
Right, right. Nintendo back in the day was way ahead of time. It's Virtual Game Boy, which burned people's retinas.
Yep.
Now we are at the point where we're at fucking real VR.
Yep.
People that do that are just doing sour grapes because their choice or console doesn't have it, or they don't have the money to buy it. I respect the honesty where like, I don't have the money, I don't understand, or whatever. What I don't respect is when people devaluize that shit just because they can't reach that fucking branch. It sucks. I get it, but we don't. Just because you can't enjoy something, don't mean you got to shit in it.
Oh, dude! The minute somebody tells me VR is overrated and they tell me they haven't played it, the conversation's over.
Right, because if you have,
I have no interest in your opinion on something you haven't tried.
There are guys in certain communities that go out there and people I see their Twitter stuff. I see what they're doing. You know, something that we've talked about from time to time. There are people out there that want to shit on PSVR in some way. Well, listen, if you've not played it, you don't know. If you don't like it, that's fine. That's just your opinion.
If you've played it and you don't like it, I will respect your opinion.
Right.
I know it fucks with people.
Right.
Dude, I played Arizona Sunshine and threw up. I know it's not going to work
exactly,
with people.
Right. But if you're devaluing it because you don't have it on the platform of your choice, or you don't have the expenditures for it, that's kind of fucking dumb.
Petty.
It's very It's very Tom Petty at that too. It's very, very petty.
Don't talk about Tom Petty.
It's a fucking movie quote, man. Movie quote. Stop.
Tom Petty is awesome.
Tom Petty is awesome. R.I.P. and the Heartbreakers. But I'm just so sick and tired of people who are just generally want to be petty about and shit on things like that, when this is something that's definitely going to be something you're going to see for the future. It's not going away. And honestly, guess what's better than 0? The number 1. So if you sell 10 units of PSVR at $350, yeah, it might not be successful, but it's 10 more than selling 0. And the point is that I'm trying to make here is that, again, trying to get somebody to buy a $300-$400 console and then spend another $300 or $400 on a fucking that's a tough sell.
It's a tough sell, unless you're a believer in unless, because most of your audience at first are going to be the people that want to adopt it and they believe in it. They understand the potential of VR, and then they rely on the word of mouth of people like you and I, for example. Like we don't see a dime from Sony, but I'll scream to the heavens about VR. I fucking love VR, even with the bad experiences like Arizona Sunshine, where I seriously threw up afterwards. Right. But dude, the fact that I can throw on a headset, oh shit, we got a winner.
Got a winner.
Carrie Angel, you are the winner. Please hit exclamation. I'm fucking drunk. Exclamation point claim. If you're in the chat, you have 1 minute. You are the winner. Exclamation point claim. Yeah, exclamation point claim. Carrie, get it, girl. Yeah. Woo! Congratulations. We got ourselves another winner.
I don't know if you're in our Discord or have us on Twitter. You can reach out at either of us. Banter and Babble, our Discord. Link to Discord if you want to. That way we can get a chance to communicate with you and get you your win. Congratulations to both our winners tonight.
Yes.
Kyrie, whoever won first. Who won first?
JG.
JG Release, yeah.
JG Release, there you go.
I've had one too many drinks tonight. And yes.
Yeah, we still have WandaVision to get to.
Yeah, right. We're like, let's wind it down. So for me, at the end of the day, I know you've got more you want to talk about. I just want to say that at the end of the day, hey, appreciate that subscription. Thank you, everybody.
Dark Player, appreciate you, bro.
At the end of the day, anybody that's poo-pooing on PSVR either hasn't played it, don't care about it, or might not be able to afford it. Listen, until you've played it, you don't realize how good it is. Stop shitting on it just because you don't care about it or don't have access. It's literally going to be the future of gaming. And again, $600 to have a PSVR and a PlayStation, that's a lot of fucking money.
It is. It's tough.
So,
but now here's the other interesting thing. Now we talk about the fact that it's going to be connected to a wire. I'm okay with this. I can adjust to that. But here's the thing that really has me excited. Down at the bottom, the second paragraph. Our new VR controller, which will incorporate some of the key features found in the DualSense controller, along with a focus on great ergonomics. Dude, this is huge. You want to know why this is huge?
Why is that huge?
Because first of all, the DualSense is a fucking awesome controller. The haptic feedback, the triggers, everything about that controller
feedback is mind-blowing.
Is super amazing. It's very immersive. But the other reason is I don't have to fucking use this anymore.
Yeah.
PlayStation Move controller, even when it first came out, was dated. Yes, you could do a lot of cool stuff with it, blah, 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 blah. But playing a VR game with one of these things is not ideal. I would rather use the DualShock. Now, the only time I am cool with this bulb thing
is when he's sitting on it.
My God. Is when Sony brought this out.
Oh, my.
PSVR AIM. Now, this thing right here is fucking amazing. It launched with Farpoint, which is a PlayStation Plus game this month. If you have VR, Farpoint was what introduced the PSVR AIM. But then it was Fire Team.
Pretty dope.
What was
Bravo.
It?
Fire Team Bravo.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was.
Fire Team Bravo. There was a Bravo game, Bravo Alpha, that was terrible.
Your Bravo game.
Anyways, there's another game. This is incredibly immersive when you're playing a shooter in PlayStation VR. This is amazing. This is their best peripheral they've made for VR. Absolutely amazing.
It's fucking dope as fuck, and they better use that for the next PSVR.
So now, they better. But so now we're going from this to something that is going to be more ergonomic, and it's going to have DualSense capabilities. And now today, keep in mind, companies patent shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. Today, Sony patented this. This appears to be a new controller for VR.
Lines up with that patent that kind of got leaked last year. This looks very similar to that,
Very
too.
similar. And you want to know what else that looks like? Looks a lot like this, which is the Oculus Quest controller. And after you and I have both played Oculus Quest, this thing is fucking dope. This makes games much more immersive. This game, it makes it easier to play certain games, whether it's first-person shooters or third-person or whatever. The fact that they have something like this that they're patenting, and it's going to have DualSense capabilities, that's fucking hype, dude. Now, look, I would have loved a wireless headset, but if it's a single cord that goes to the PS5 that harnesses the 10 teraflops of that system, and it gives me VR experiences with something like this, Sony's making moves. They're doubling down on this shit. They're doubling down on VR. They're not fucking around. They know the potential. You see these the trailers for these games that they released today. Christ, they have an MMO that look fucking amazing. Zenith.
An MMO VR game.
An MMO VR game. It looks fucking dope.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Sony is jumping. They're all in on VR, and I'm excited about it. And if you're a naysayer and you haven't tried it, I don't want to hear from you. If you've played it and you didn't like it, that's one thing. And somebody mentioned earlier, I'm trying to find who it was.
Jay Hill gets it. Stop showing your sex toys. Just saying.
Crash 2187. The first time you try a proper VR setup will blow your fucking mind. 1,000% agree. I remember I went down to Grand Rapids. A GameStop down in Grand Rapids said, "Hey, look, they had VR they were trying out. They had a booth." And I went down there because I was visiting my brother-in-law. And I was like, "Hey, there's a GameStop here doing VR. Can we go there?" And I went there. And what was the space game that was huge at the time? Eve. I sat down, dude, and I tried Eve. I think it was Eve Valkyrie. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And when I finally, I was skeptical.
That game's amazing. That's still my favorite.
I was a huge skeptic.
Still my
of VR.
favorite on PSVR.
I realized the potential, but I was skeptical.
Yeah.
And dude, when I sat down and put that on and tried it, right then and there, I was like, sold.
Mm-hmm.
I see the potential.
When you play it for the first, yes, Blanco, Sword Art Online. When you played it when I played the first time I played was Raw Data, which was that really sweet PC game. It was like iRobot.
Yes.
Blew my fucking mind.
Yep.
That was mind blowing for me. And Eve Valkyrie is still my favorite PSVR game to this day. Actually, I played a lot of that shit.
A lot of good stuff from this this news from PlayStation. Obviously, we're not going to see anything until 2022. We won't see a system until then. It's probably going to be like in December. Like, hey, here's what we've been working on. They just said, hey, look, we're doubling down. That's what this post was. We're doubling down. We're in on it. And today they talked about all these games that are releasing for PlayStation VR this year. They're in, dude. They're all in, and these games look fucking amazing. And as these developers get a better understanding of the hardware and the system and how they can make the most of it, you're just going to see that medium grow and evolve more and more.
And it's been hard to find PSVR headsets for the last year because, like everything else in electronics, they haven't been able to make them. Production has been really short and hard to do. So, there hasn't been a lot of VR talk out of their camp because they were focused on PS5. They haven't had the ability to do as well. Now is the time to talk about it. Now is the time to get ready because within the next year and a half, you're going to get upgraded. So,
and see, Josh said, I think I would get sick. I get bad motion sickness, so I don't like the simulator rides, amusement parks either. And that's okay. Dude, if you have an issue with motion sickness, I'm not going to lie to you, dude. There's been some games I played on VR where I take off the headset, and it's not just because I'm fat, but I am sweating through my shirt. Or in the case of Arizona Sunshine, I seriously took the headset off, went upstairs, and threw up. It's all about how optimized the game is. If it's hitting that 120 frames per each eye and it's smooth, you're okay. But here's the thing also, Josh. A lot of these VR games have so many accessibility settings, changing how you turn, whether it's a smooth or if you want to move at quarters at a time or 3/4, however you want to move around, different angles. Like, there's a lot of ways to play these games to make it easier for you. But yeah, there's going to be some folks who put a headset on, go in and play it, and they're like, this is not for me. I'm cool with that.
I'll tell you what really, like, as somebody played PSVR, when I went to Disney last year in Disney Springs and went into the void with 7 Dungeons Drastin', and we put on the chest plate and the helmet and walked into a Rogue One setting, and you were getting shot at by stormtroopers and you felt it on your chest. Don't tell me VR isn't the future and you want to fucking undercut that shit, because I'm telling you, it's coming eventually.
And you know what? You know what, Tone?
What's that mean?
You know what, Tone?
What's that?
I'm feeling generous tonight.
We only got, how time is it?
Well, we have WandaVision, so I'm going to put 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
We are doing a third
giveaway.
A third giveaway tonight.
Oh, my God.
Because you guys and gals were hanging out all night, putting up with our bullshit, and we bailed on you last week. We are doing a third giveaway starting right now. You're going to have 15 minutes.
Wow, you are really
15 minutes starting now.
Sweet old man.
Let's go. ! Enter. For those of you that have been hanging out all night, chatting with us, appreciate you. ! Enter. Get in here now. $20 gift card, whether it's PSN, Xbox, eShop, what the fuck ever.
My underwear.
We love you guys. You guys are amazing. All right, Tone. Let's move on to the main topic.
I know Crash is over there
one that
drooling
you've got
too.
3 drinks deep.
Yeah, this ought to be great.
4 drinks considering the pre-drink. Let's talk some fucking WandaVision. Now, we have a lot to cover. We're not going to hit up on everything because everybody in here should probably have watched 5, 6, or 6, 7, and 8 by this point. This show has generated so much buzz. And now we're moving in. This Friday is the final episode.
I don't want it to be true.
Of WandaVision.
Don't do that to me.
The final episode of WandaVision. We have a lot to unpack, but I'm going to go to you first.
Oh, no.
Because you are the MCU god. Talk about what we've seen so far. Tell me what the fuck is going to happen this week.
Yeah, that's the ultimate fucking question. I don't know if I can answer that. So when was the last time that let's see.
The last time we did a show was the Pietro
showed
reveal
up at the end. Okay.
Yep.
So that following episode was when they did the Halloween episode, which was the one that a lot of us had anticipated because we knew that they were going to dress up as their comic book counterparts. So you got to see Vision and Wanda dress up. It was pretty fucking entertaining. While the episode was fun, there was a lot going on with the boys and stuff like that, because in that episode you saw the boys really kind of start, besides just getting big, kind of grow into their identities and their powers as well too, because it is well known also in the comics that they become some form of like hero or whatever. They start realizing something's going different. They're kind of waking up to the realization that there's something going on with Wanda, because you remember the episode before, I believe it was, when she tried to put them to sleep.
Yep.
They didn't, or maybe it was 2 episodes before that. They couldn't. She couldn't control them. And yes, Wiccan and Speed. But during this episode, we got more Pietro, which is still a swerve on us because it was
some
Evan
of his
Peters.
mannerisms were a little off.
A lot of things, and he was doing some questioning that you were kind of curious about. Like, a lot of hints were there to some of the lead up. That J Hill. That's funny that you bring that up, because that was one of the bigger articles I read today, actually, as well too. And I wasn't even going to bring it up. Well, he says the biggest question is White Vision going to be James Spader as Ultron?
James Spader. If that's the case, it better be James Spader.
Well, because that's kind of some of the stuff. I like not to get too far ahead, but that is definitely something that was making some headlines today that I was reading as well too in some of the nerd corners. So that Halloween episode was great because it was more of the puppeteer pulling some strings, trying to get out of Wanda what was really going on, even though we all kind of know what's going on. That version of Pietro kind of asked some of the questions, even said, "What about your dead husband?" And kind of got
that part was fucked up when he was like, "What about your dead?" I was like,
yeah,
okay,
started getting a little meta on some of that stuff, which is great. But the writing in the show has been so phenomenal. It's been so good. In this time frame, we start seeing Monica Rambeau. She's determined to get back in there and figure out and pull Wanda out, because she believes that Wanda is kind of being puppeteered again. She's not in full control, and we find out
Wanda's a victim in this. In
kind
a
of,
weird way.
she's kind of a victim, and we're starting to see that now as well too. So, that was a really sweet episode. I thought that was really fun. The following episode, however, was probably one of my favorites this season.
The Modern Family take.
The Modern Family take, where after the last episode, some crazy shit happened. Vision tried to bust out of Westview.
Pull back in.
Wanda stepped out and became Wanda again instead
with
of
the accent.
With her Sokovian accent. And it was kind of showcasing the kind of the split, what's going on with her, like where she is and what's going on. That episode was really fun because it starts out with her like being basically like, you can tell she's losing control, but she's like, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
She's starting to doubt herself.
Right. And the kids are like, hey, is she okay? Or like, what's going on? And like, even Vision was at work. She doesn't even know where he's at. She's like, he just doesn't want to be here. And that's fine. Which was also kind of meta. And no, we didn't. Not yet. Half-ass. We're getting there. I know. He's excited about it. He's really excited about it.
Dennings,
Yes. We're all excited about it. Because Darcy got pulled into the show and became a cast member as well too. And yes, outside in this episode, they're at a circus. She's a member of the circus. Apparently supposed to be the bearded lady, but Thick Dennings is just a bystander, and Vision recognizes her from outside.
Right.
This version of Vision, and what's happening, continuing the show, is that Vision, regardless if he's a figment of Wanda's imagination recreated, he still maintains who he is and was, so he's able to more or less progress and figure things out, and that's not exactly what Wanda wants to happen. So that was a great episode because it gets very fourth wall breaky, but within the show, it's like a show within a show breaking fourth wall, which is very entertaining as fuck.
That Vision part with the
because I keep telling you, I've talked about it all night. That part where he's getting interviewed outside the truck. And he's talking. He's got his legs crossed. He's chilling.
Why am I doing this?
Why am I? Wait, when am I talking? He gets up. He swats a fucking boom mic out of the way. It was so fucking hilarious. That part just fucking stands out to me. But they're trying to drive to get to Wanda, and like Wanda is subconsciously blocking him off from getting there because he's figuring shit out. And they're like, it's basically like when the duck walks across with its ducklings, right? He can't stop sign. You can't go forward. Construction guys are coming out. There's class, it's red light or whatever. They're trying to figure out. They're trying to get to Wanda because they know something's up.
Right.
He wakes up Darcy with his little magic touch, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. She's explaining to him kind of what's going on. He's starting to clue in. And at the end of the episode, we finally get the big reveal of who the true baddie is.
Yep.
And,
or at least who.
Yeah.
At this point.
And if you have not seen it yet, if you have not seen WandaVision, the last couple of episodes, spoiler alert, as of course when we talk about this stuff, be careful. The show takes place about 4 weeks after Endgame. Yes. What up, Nug? What up, Nug? So we get to the end and we find out who the real reveal is because Wanda's figuring out like more is going on. I got to figure this out. How we doing on time?
We're good. 7 minutes.
So you find out who the real villain is. I'm not going to say the name just in case you haven't seen it, but if you know you've seen it, it's everything that we thought.
A lot of people have speculated.
Nug was a big one too.
Yep.
We've talked about it. We know who the villain is, but the question remains: is it layered? Is this character the real villain, or is this the puppeteering villain being puppeteered by a bigger villain?
Right.
Which we don't know. So that last episode, last week's, was really more of a. Now let's flash back and pull back and reveal more and see what's going on. So you find out what was going on with Wanda after Endgame. It's
definitely a place setter. Episode.
Wanda, she was looking for Vision, kind of backtracks what was going on, how she kind of got to Westview, what happened, what prodded her, who really bought that house is the remainder question of that
That's
too.
the big question.
That's a big question because ironically enough, she's next to the fucking
But let's buy the house next to the fucking witch house.
Right, or like next to a portal house.
This was definitely
This
set
is
up.
definitely that's how I feel about it too. So we're going into this coming week with a lot of finale. Like first of all, it better be an hour long. That's the first thing.
Dude, there's no way this thing's less than an hour. It has to be an hour.
Yeah, let's throw that out. So
because this is it. This is it for WandaVision.
Right.
Now.
Is Rabbit the son? Name is Scratch. That is definitely hypothesized. Also wondered if it's Ralph, but Scratch was also technically the name of her son. A lot of guys out here that read the comics, there's a lot of stuff that wink at the comics, but as we know with the MCU, the winks don't always mean it turns to fruition that it's straight from the comic lore as well either. So I hope so.
That's the beauty of it too.
Kinda, yeah. And honestly, they've done really well. The whole Agatha line, everything's going on. A lot of that stuff that's come apart has definitely been very like based off of and very pretty close to the dotting the I's and crossing the T's. But we get a lot last episode, and it also kind of this show is very important, and as we've talked before about how it goes into Doctor Strange 2, but how it's also a big pillar into the next phase of Marvel and some of the stuff that they're doing.
This show is a lot bigger than what I think
it's
we
a
understand.
lot bigger.
I think we'll find out this week.
Right, and it's very entertaining how they've done it in the scope of a TV show. It's a very unique way to do it. And like a lot of people have said, like the writer, even the director, and those guys have said, like you guys were complaining about the first 4 episodes. You got to just wait because it pays off.
Wait for it,
because it pays off. Just kind of let it see where it's going. You get to see you get to backtrack into stuff that you see with Age of Ultron that you get background story on that you didn't know. And the exciting part about that was that Age of Ultron, after last Friday's episode, was trending because people were like, maybe we were too harsh on Age of Ultron.
Right.
I have been nonstop the rarity, and I actually liked Age of Ultron. My only criticism has always been not that James Spader was Ultron, just that Ultron was too much James Spader, and it wasn't enough Ultron. He didn't sound robot-y enough.
They just let James Spader be James Spader.
Right.
And
the head cock,
which isn't a bad thing, but
but the head cock, it was too much James Spader. Like all I could hear and see was James Spader. Like he needed to be robot-y a little bit more.
Right.
But that's just a small little whatever. I actually really liked Age of Ultron, and it's been revisited by a lot of people and saying, we kind of hated on that more because this show kind of like gave us that background into it and made us appreciate it more. So that's pretty awesome. This finale needs to really stick the payoff, and I got a feeling it's going to. It's been really great. The show. We need to figure out if the main villain is the main villain or if there's somebody bigger.
Right.
At the end of last episode, we saw the actual synthesoid version of, and this was very exciting.
It's huge.
You got to see the white version of Vision straight from the comics in kind of the same scenario. Like that's how he was reprogrammed and dealt with as the government made him after he like rebooted him or whatever, and he is now that version of Vision.
Are we gonna see that Vision battle the other Vision?
That's what everybody is guessing. So, and that's why we go back full circle to not long ago when somebody said, Paul Bettany in a interview said, "I finally get to work with somebody I've always wanted to work with."
Himself.
Is that or James Spader? Because he did work with James Spader, but he already kind of worked with James Spader.
That's true too in Ultron.
But is he? But so that's why I'm wondering: is it really going to be James Spader, or is it himself? So it's kind of an interesting thing. So smoke and mirrors. That's some smoke and mirrors.
Brilliant, dude.
Well, and a lot of people are looking at this like, not to get too far strayed, but a lot of people are starting to step back. Myself, well, first of all, say that Elizabeth Olsen, she got some acting chops because she fits into sitcom, old school sitcom. Like, she ranges very well. I
tell you right
impressed.
now, if the Golden Globes come out next year and she is not nominated, I'm going to be pissed. She is beyond talent. Dude, the MCU, Disney, is very fortunate to have somebody with this much capability.
She's got range.
We saw this a little bit in Godzilla. I thought she was one of the more compelling characters in Godzilla. I was like, man, this girl's actually a pretty good actress.
Yes.
You know, I see Olsen, I think Olsen twins. I'm like, oh my god. But then you go in and like, she's actually really good in this movie. She is fun. She was awesome in all the Marvel in all the Avenger movies. She's fucking incredible.
Her range
in this
movie is very, very
absolutely
fucking amazing.
Agree with you 100%.
And Paul Bettany has always been somebody that I have a soft spot for. I've loved him for many. A Knight's Tale is the first movie I was introduced to him. Legion didn't get enough love. Legion didn't get enough love, but how we were looking at it, we still good. Okay,
minute and a half.
So last things last here on this. With the reveal of this White Vision, is it going to be a Vision versus V? Yeah, Vision v Vision. Yeah, I know. Yeah, take the beer away. Come on, dude. Just a little more.
Try that again, buddy.
One more sip, buddy. Legion. Yeah, Vision v. What is it?
Jesus, Vision versus Vision.
Thank you. I was
V
trying
versus
to say
V. V versus V. There you go. VVV.
VVV. There you go. Thank you. That's to you.
Unbelievable.
I really honestly. Here's what I'm gonna say. I have no idea how it's gonna end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any
that's
speculation.
the beauty of it.
And that's the beauty of it. It's like a reverse House of M.
Yep.
It could go anywhere. This is a big link. I think we're gonna see the bigger fucking piece of that fucking dessert tray show up when we get to Doctor Strange 2. Which, by the way, rumors are Bruce Campbell's gonna make a cameo, which is what we all want. Could it be Ash Williams?
That's the Sam Raimi
Probably
joint,
not.
Right?
So you know Bruce Campbell's involved.
Bruce Campbell's involved.
So that's exciting. So I have no idea what's gonna be this Friday. So I can't wait next week. Talk about that finale that's coming up in only 2.5 days.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild. And the thing is, man, like Friday, I have to go out to dinner. We're picking up dinner, going to the in-laws. My brother-in-law's.
That's awesome. I didn't ask at all.
Going to the bar to get shit-faced Friday night, so I gotta fucking avoid social media like crazy Saturday. Until
Wait, what
Saturday
time do you
night.
wake up on Friday?
I wake up and I go right to work. I gotta take Anderson to the daycare, and
I'm 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Here we go. Exclamation point enter. Get in really quick. This is the bonus giveaway. $20 gift card of your choice. PSN, Xbox Live, eShop. The winner is
Prime.X.
Zach Dynamite. My man. Zach Dynamite. Exclamation point claim.
Go,
My
Daddy.
man. There we go. Zach
Go, Daddy.
Dynamite.
Go, Daddy.
Congratulations, Zach Dynamite. Awesome sauce.
I know how to get hold of two of you.
We'll get a hold of the other person.
We got to get hold of you, Kyrie. Angel.
We'll get a hold of you. I will definitely go. If I have to just whisper, if I have to be creepy and whisper to you on Twitch, I'll whisper to you on Twitch. We can do the whisper on Twitch.
Thank you.
Creepy as fuck. Everything Tone said, I agree 100%. I can't wait for this week's episode. I don't know what to expect, and I love that. That's the one thing I've loved about this show. I love the fact that it's been mysterious. It's not straightforward. It has me guessing. It has me going to Screen Crush every day to look at Easter eggs and see what the fuck
By the
is
way,
going
his
on.
Easter egg breakdowns are the best.
Amazing. Go to Screen Crush, you guys.
Ryan Airy.
Yep.
Screen Crush.
Go to Screen Crush. He has amazing videos that break everything down.
Crash. I agree with that. Strange is 100% going to show up. I got a feeling that Doctor Strange is going to show up on Friday.
Doctor Strange?
I think it would be perfect.
That'd be pretty dope. I'd be down with that. But I'm going to move into the closing here because I actually have to go pee. I don't have a cutscene because I make it till the fucking end of the show.
Well.
But guys and gals, this was an awesome show. I'm glad we were finally able to get a show in. Congratulations to all of our winners. We will reach out to you. We will get you your codes, system of your choice, whether it's Xbox, PSN, eShop. Chrono says servers are back up. Valheim server, well, he's not going to bed when he gets home. I'm going to bed right now unless I fire up Yakuza like a dragon. So next week, Tone, we will be talking about, obviously, WandaVision. We're going to watch 2 movies this weekend. If you want to be a part of the discussion, Coming to America 2 and Chaos Walking with
Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, Mads Mikkelsen.
Everybody, it's a strong show. Those are the 2 movies we're going to be watching this weekend. We'll be talking about next week. Obviously, WandaVision. I'm sure we'll be talking about some of the games that we're playing. We'll figure out what else. Just keep an eye on social media. Keep an eye on Discord. We'll let you know
Hit
what
that
we're
Discord
talking about.
link.
I will get you.
Hit
a
that Discord link.
Discord.
Come hang out with us all day in Discord as well, too. And if you do want to play Valheim or are going to play Valheim,
Yes.
join our Discord. We got instructions there. Come hang out with us. Play some Valheim with me and Kronos, since we're the only 2 in there nonstop because we have nothing else better to do but make playing stuff. But yes, thank you everybody coming out tonight. It was unfortunate that we couldn't do it last week. We haven't been here for a few weeks. You guys came out with the thunder. Thanks for the subs, follows.
Yes, thank
thanks
you
you
guys so
from
much.
some of the stream team members coming through tonight as well too. It's great to see all of y'all.
Make sure you follow all of them, too. Make sure you follow
yeah.
all of them. I'll have the link in the YouTube channel or on the YouTube video. Once this is up on
Yep.
YouTube, I'll have the link to Eekly. We got you covered. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Come hang out with us in the Discord. Come just be a part of our crazy, adult, goofy, mature, out of control life. It's a fun, safe space for us to all just be out of control and middle age. Who knows where we're going with that? I have no idea where we're going. But the point is, thank you everybody for coming through tonight. Am I restarting
You're
it?
fucking rambling.
I'm drunk as
I'm
fuck.
going to close this out.
Somebody please close this out. I can't handle it.
We need a whole couple of hours for the season finale. You know what? He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But I know you guys, gals, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. If you watch this video on YouTube, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it. If you're listening on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. All you have to do is log into iTunes, go to where the podcasts are, give us a 5-star rating. If you're feeling really nice, write out a short review why you like the show. That helps us get it the exposure that we need. But seriously, listen on iTunes, listen on Spotify, share with your friends and family. We appreciate you guys and girls' support so much, and we'll do everything we can to show that, whether it's through giveaways. We'll have giveaways in the Discord for the subs. We appreciate your support. You guys and girls are the reason we do this, and having you here every fucking Wednesday, the only motivation we need.
I'm the luckiest boy in the world.
I am, because I get to sit next to this guy.
I just rolled beer.
Maybe I'm not so lucky.
I'm a sloppy bitch tonight.
For Fanboytone,
It's me.
I'm the Dude79. Been another episode of Banter Babble. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.